thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
It's our boy Malachi Williams in the building, man. We back. New Media Today USA Boxing. We are back. We are back. We are back. Today is Gucci Man Tuesdays.
Hey, okay.
Gucci Man. What's up, Gucci Man? Shout out to Gucci Man. Today is Gucci Man Tuesdays, man. You know, it is what it is. We're going to get into this today. I got a whole lot of stuff to say today. Whole lot of stuff to say today, guys. We're going to have a damn good show as usual. You know what I mean? But yeah, I got a whole lot of stuff to say today, man, about this, just about the state of boxing right now, as it relates to pay-per-view sales. Pay-per-view sales, you know, Manny Pacquiao, PBC and Fox still have not released their pay-per-view numbers. That means it doesn't look good. So we hearing from Kevin Iole some information that he found out, but we haven't heard anything from the PBC or Fox. So that tells you that it ain't looking too good. It's shaking like booty meat over there when it comes to those numbers. And I do see a couple of channels blaming it on Manny Pacquiao and saying that some other guy is really the big draw in the sport of boxing. Nah, we ain't gonna push that narrative. I have the receipts. See, you can make your mouth fry chicken, right? But your mouth can't burn those receipts. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, hey guys, let's give everybody a round of applause. And it is what it is, man. We're gonna go ahead and let YouTube go out there, send notifications out there to the YouTube universe.
Hey, okay.
You see what I'm saying? We gotta make them represent to this day.
To this day.
For real though, you see what I'm saying? This is not a, you know, I don't want nobody thinking that I'm supporting the clown show that's currently going on in the sport of boxing, but it's the sport of boxing that invited the clown show inside. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I mean by that. But before I do, let me go ahead and give everybody a shout out, OJ Jew Man style. Shout out to Porque 801.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to, oh, I see this guy's back. Shout out to the brother James. What's going on, fam?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Jake Paul. Jake Paul is undefeated.
Hey, okay.
New to the channel, please subscribe and like the video. Shout out to Pugilism.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Carlos Mendoza. Yeah, no, I haven't heard about that.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Hector Garcia. What's up, fam?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to my main man, Charlo.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Bruce Goals, my brother.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to you, Wapo, with the lick read, baby.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Furian Survivor.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to It's Cold in the Winter.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Richard Sletsky.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to my main man, Michael Knight.
Okay. Hey, okay.
Shout out to Thomas Cruz.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Eastside Leak.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Big Block with the lick read, homie.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Owen Jackson. Hi.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Emmanuel. What's happening?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to HLD in the building.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Javon Soto. What's happening?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to who else we have? I think that's it for right now. That's it for right now. That's all I see in the chat. Yeah, that's it. That's it right now. So otherwise, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm pretty glad about that. Let's go ahead and get into this. Oh yeah, shout out to Johnny Blaze.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Michael Buffer.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Reggie Golovin.
Hey, okay.
And shout out to James Burrell.
Hey, okay.
And let's get into this, man. Hey, man, check it out though, right? So, as I said before, man, these Manny Pacquiao. Now, put it this way: these PBC pay-per-view numbers are not looking good. Let's not forget, Manny Pacquiao fought this fight on PBC. So we got to keep that and put that in perspective as well. Now, rumor has it on the street. Word on the street is that the Manny Pacquiao pay-per-view numbers are very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. But I'm gonna tell you what's even more embarrassing than that. Fighters getting their highest paydays from fighting on a YouTuber's undercard who turned professional boxer. I can get the low pay-per-view numbers for Manny Pacquiao, which have not been confirmed, released, which have not been released by the PBC nor Fox. But what I don't get is how come fighters, professional boxers who we admire, who we love, who we revere in the sport of boxing today, how come they are getting paid peanuts, but then when they fight on their YouTubers undercard, they get paid their career high paydays? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we got to talk about this. What does this say about the sport of boxing? Is it dead? No, boxing ain't going nowhere. It ain't gonna never die. But it's going through a transition. And the boxers like Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, the Charlos, these boxers who don't know how to market themselves, who are still trying to do things the old school way in a new era, using old school tactics in a new era. Guess what? I can't wait for y'all ass to get the hell out of the way. Even my favorite fight. Get them on out the way, man. Let these young boys come on. Let the Ortiz. I don't know. We'll see what Ortiz is gonna do. Boost Enos, Rashidi Ellis. Let's see what those guys do. These guys who's supposed to be the best right now, they ain't really doing. Outside of Canelo and Anthony Joshua, and I even say Manny Pacquiao, but he's out of there. Pacquiao out of there. You know what I mean? Outside of that, man, I ain't really impressed with nobody like growing the sport, bringing nobody in, to be honest with you. Outside of those guys I just named. But anyways, according to Kevin Iole, guys, Manny Pacquiao did embarrassing pay-per-view numbers on what many perceive to be his last fight versus Yordenis Ugas on August the 22nd in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, I was on the Boxing Boys, and Punch Drunk Boxing said some real stuff. Punch said that they need to market this fight as being Manny Pacquiao's last fight in the ring. Nestor Gibbs said that was a bad idea. Why would they do that? No. Guess what? Punch, I think you were right. You were right. Because those numbers, according to Kevin Iole, they didn't look good at all. They shaking like booty meat, shaking like a leaf in the middle of a hurricane. They did terrible. Now, some channels are out there trying to put it all on Manny Pacquiao. This is proof that he's not a big star. No. You can't put the blame on Manny Pacquiao without putting the blame on Al Haymon. We're not going to play these crackhead games today. Not today.
Hey, okay.
So shout out to everybody who's pushing that narrative. But anyways, although the PBC and Fox have not released their official numbers, we have a pretty good idea as to why they have not released them. The Manny Pacquiao versus Yordenis Ugas was a flop. 250,000 pay-per-view buys for a living legend such as Manny Pacquiao and the PBC, who have Al Haymon on their team, the captain of the ship. This is terrible. I don't care how you slice it. I don't care how you dice it. I do not want to hear anything. This was a flop. A flop is a flop. Any fighter that does that is a flop. That's how I see it. You see what I'm saying? That's how I see it. We're just going to agree to disagree on this here. Now, as we know, fans were expecting Pacquiao to fight Errol Spence. So this tremendously affected the numbers, because didn't nobody know who Ugas was. Nobody knows who Ugas is outside of a diehard boxing fan. Nobody knows who he is. He can't draw flies to shit. Not no Ugas. Literally. And shout out to Ugas. But you not a draw, you can't sell worth nothing. Literally, you can't. But the PBC did a terrible job and Fox did a terrible job in marketing it. Once Errol Spence pulled out of the fight because he got beat up in sparring, a guy whooped him so bad he detached his retina in his eye, that killed it. So they should have promoted it as though this is the last damn fight, but that's neither here nor there. Fact of the matter is, it flopped. Now, as we know, fans were expecting to see Manny Pacquiao fight Errol Spence. We know this, right? But when Spence had to pull out because of why, a lot of fans, I would say, fans lost interest in the fight. So when Pacquiao fought Keith Thurman back in 2019, that fight sold a little over 500,000 pay-per-views. When he fought Adrian Broner back in 2019, that fight sold a little over 400,000 pay-per-views. This would explain why Al Haymon and Fox and the PBC have not officially released the official pay-per-view numbers for that fight, the Manny Pacquiao Yordenis Ugas fight. Don't you find that strange, Tom? Now, in other news, we're going to move on from that. It was revealed via, the Sporting News. Saw this on Twitter and stuff like that. This has been circulating around and other people have been sending me stuff about this. On Twitter, that Jake Paul took a pay cut. He took a pay cut so that Daniel Dubois, a professional boxer, Amanda Serrano, a professional boxer, and former IBF welterweight champion Ivan Baranchi, a professional boxer, and reality TV star Tommy Fury, and MMA fighter Tyrone Whitley. He took a pay cut so they can make career high paydays. So let me get this straight. If this is true, a YouTuber turned professional boxer paid fighters in the sport of boxing who we look at as serious. We don't recognize Jake Paul, but the guy who we do not recognize is paying boxers who fought on his undercard and the MMA fighter career high paydays, more money than they ever paid, more money than they ever made. Somebody please explain this to me. Please. Call Al, call Bob, call Shelly Finkel, call whoever you want to call. Now, you can say what you want about Jake Paul, because I know a lot of pure boxing fans, especially the older guys my age and older, they hate this guy. He ain't this, he ain't that, yada, 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 yada. Guess what? He doing numbers better than the fighter that you love. Better than the fighter that I love. No, I ain't gonna say love, better than the fighter that I like. He's a YouTuber, that's facts. He's not a real fighter. I can go with you on that, because he ain't really fought nobody in boxing. So that is true. I'm from the old school. I won't support that. You know what? Yada, 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 yada. Heard it all before. But the fact of the matter is this. Fighters and professional boxers who have made pennies in the sport of boxing and in the MMA have made I would say, the most money that they've ever made fighting on the undercard of a YouTuber. They didn't make the most money that they made fighting on, unless you fight on the Canelo card or whatever the case may be. I don't know exactly what Canelo pay fighters on the card, or I don't know exactly what Anthony Joshua pay fighters on his undercard, or either Manny Pacquiao. But these guys have made career high paydays fighting on the undercard of a YouTuber. You want to know why? Because that YouTuber knows how to bring new eyeballs to the sport of boxing. These guys who we love, the Crawfords, the Spences, the Wilders, the Furies, the yada, yada, yada. Yeah, these are the fighters that we love. But they don't do good numbers. I'm saying from the era that I come from, they don't. Don't do it. Now let that sink in. These fighters, Daniel Dubois, all you guys in the UK, I know y'all love Daniel Dubois. His career high payday came from a Jake Paul. Amanda Serrano, she was making $15,000, $16,000 a fight, $20,000, maybe $30,000. Guess what? Her highest payday came from Jake Paul. Tyrone Whitley, we know in the MMA, they don't make no money. They go through all that brutal violence, and Dana White run the MMA like the mafia. They get paid crumbs in the MMA. They don't make nothing. Guess what? His high payday came from Jake Paul. Let that sink in. So next time you hear someone say they don't respect Jake Paul just because he's not a real fighter, just remind them that Jake Paul is the guy who is paying real fighters real money and career high paydays. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Let's talk about this. So guys, I want to bring this up. Don't hate the player, hate the game, man. Let's talk about this.
To this day.
Let's talk about it. Now, let's see what's going on here, man. Because I'm one of them old school cats who like, yeah, man, I don't respect that. I don't care nothing about no Jake Paul. There's a whole lot of old school fighters that got their mouth all balled up, face all balled up. Guess what? How I feel about Jake Paul don't matter. How you feel about Jake Paul don't matter. Guess what? Fact of the matter is, ask Daniel Dubois when he fight under another Jake Paul undercard. Ask Daniel Dubois. Ask Amanda Serrano, who is a real fighter, when she fight under another Jake Paul undercard. Yeah. Pugilism, what's up, fam? He said, put a non-boxing politician against their political opponent. They may actually sell out more than Jake Paul. Put in another high-profile celebrities. They might outsell any top-tier boxer. But guess what? This was a sanctioned boxing match. I don't care how you slice it, how you dice it. It was a sanctioned boxing match. He said Jake Paul has a multi-fight deal with Showtime. Yeah, I talked about that yesterday. Southpaw Killer said, Coach, how much was the difference from YouTubers than Pac-Man and Ugas? You know what? The official numbers haven't came out yet on Jake Paul, but I'll find out. It'll come out. We're going to talk about it. He said boxing is a universal platform. It's up to the fans to reflect what they demand. Exactly. The fans in boxing ain't really supporting a lot of some of the pay-per-view fights that's coming out. Hell, we just had an undisputed fight with Jamel Charlo and Brian Castano, and that was free TV. That was free TV. He got paid $1 million. You know, guaranteed $1 million, and Castano got paid a guaranteed half a $500,000. And they probably got like some back end money. You know how they do it over the back end. You know, it wasn't on pay-per-view. He said, yeah, he brings different eyeballs, but he's from a totally different area of show business, and he's already got a massive following. He hasn't grown his following from boxing. It was already established. That's my whole point, though, Steve. Okay, listen. I know this argument because I heard a guy say this. He said, yo, man, he bringing new eyeballs to the sport. Exactly. He already had a following. But guess what? What about these boxers in boxing today? Don't they have a following? I'm gonna take that argument, Steve, in the UK. I'm gonna take that argument. You say Jake Paul, he said he hasn't grown his following from boxing. No, he probably hasn't. It was already established. He already have an established following, right? But don't Deontay Wilder has an established following? Don't Errol Spence supposed to have millions of fans around America? Don't he have a following? Manny Pacquiao is a living legend, right? Terrence Crawford, he's supposed to be pound for pound the best, one of them or one or two. Tank Davis, he's supposed to be the cash cow. Guess what? Can't none of these guys do 500,000 pay-per-view buys. Now, Wilder did 800,000 with Tyson Fury in the second fight. In the first fight, he did 300,000. So Wilder and Fury were good business to each other. I don't know what the third fight numbers are going to look like. We'll find out. But my point is this. How come these big superstar fighters who we love so much? Well, we're going to separate Canelo. We're going to separate Canelo from this equation. We're going to find out what Canelo pay-per-view numbers going to do with him and Caleb Eggplant. We're going to find that out. But we're going to separate Canelo and Joshua from this equation. How come I'll fight? And I don't want to hear the excuses. Yeah, man, pay-per-view dead. You know, people ain't watching it like they used to. And people streaming and stuff like that. Y'all, that sound good. Them sound like excuses to me. That is the reality of the situation. But old as Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, with streaming and with people not paying for pay-per-view no more, him and Roy Jones did. They came up with a good price point. I think it was $50 to watch their pay-per-view. Two old ass fighters came out of retirement, I think last November sometime, and they did 1.4, 1.5 million pay-per-view buys. $50. One in boxing, they overpricing these pay-per-view fights. That's one. And then two, guess what? We ain't getting the fights that we really want to see. Now we do get some of it, but I'm just saying. So we're talking about this man had a built-in audience. Okay, well, Deontay Wilder got 2.6 million followers on Instagram. Why he ain't got 1 million pay-per-view buys? Tyson Fury is supposed to be the best fighter in the world, right? He's supposed to have a massive following. Bro, don't have me pull the numbers up on Tyson Fury. It's embarrassing. Don't have me pull out them Seferic numbers. Don't have me pull up them Odo Wallin numbers. These are the superstar fighters, right? In boxing. Why they can't, hell, these guys can't even put 20,000, can't even bring 20,000 fans. These superstar fighters who we love so much. Like, make sense to me. He said, fair to say Jake Paul is a high profile B-side because there are many A-side boxers that would increase Jake Paul's pay-per-view numbers if they were to face him. Okay, guess what? There are many A-side boxers that would increase his pay-per-view numbers. But tell me this here. How come these A-side boxers cannot increase their own pay-per-view numbers without a Jake Paul? Like, make sense to me. If these pugilism, if these A-side boxers that we're talking about are so good, how come they can't increase their pay-per-view numbers? I'm a star. I'm pound for pound. I'm big, cat. To this day. Like, literally. Like, forget Jake Paul. Let's throw him out the window. Tell me why these top fighters in America that we have, they can't do it. Manny Pacquiao from, not Manny Pacquiao. Canelo Alvarez from Mexico. Southpaw Killer say these guys don't realize they dance partner helps your pay-per-view buys. 50-50 fights will have a good chance to do good when people think you can lose. Exactly. But now we got all this other side of the street stuff going on. Now we got fans, yeah, man, you need to sign with this company. You got fans who are, and hold on, and I don't even want to talk about the younger boxing fans, because I'm not going to get on the younger boxing fans. I'm going to talk about the fans my age. I'm going to talk about the fans my age and more, and older. Because the fans my age and older are saying the same, yeah, man, you know, some of them are saying, yeah, man, you signed with the wrong promotional company. You need to be over here. You got fans in the sport of boxing in certain channels. They worried about who the promotional company is. They not worried about whether we gonna get the fight we want. You need to be on this with this promotional company so that we can get the fight that we want. Like literally. he say if another 250K pay-per-view report comes out, I'm a snap. Yeah, that's shit. Yeah. You know, as a matter of fact, these numbers are not even official, because they haven't officially released them. I feel like pay-per-view is an old model that needs to go away. Every entertainment company is streaming nowadays. Well, if that's the case, it goes back to using old school tactics in the new school era. But you got to explain to me how Mike Tyson can do 1.5 million, 1.6 million, him and Roy Jones, 1.4 million. And you got to explain that to me. From what I'm seeing is fans will buy what they value. Whatever they see value in, fans will buy whatever they see value in. So if they see value in a Canelo versus Yildirim fight, which we know that's some bullshit. That was, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. If they see value in that, they're going to buy that. But if they don't see value in it, meaning they're going to look at the price point. Okay, is Manny Pacquiao versus Ugas worth me paying $80 to see? When I was willing to pay $80 for Manny Pacquiao the fight Errol Spence. We don't know that yet because Errol Spence ducked out of the fight. You know, but what I want to know is this worth paying for? The answer is no. The fans have spoke. The answer is no. Wasn't worth paying for. So should the PBC and Fox lower the price point? They should have. Fans ain't paying no $80 for no damn pay-per-views. Unless it's a fight, you know. Now, the hype between Wilder and Fury was so hype because it got so racially charged because of Wilder. He made it racial. Because he made it racially charged, he was able to tap into the element that hated Tyson Fury because he was white or cheated or whatever the case may be. So he was able to tap into the race element. I'm anxious to see what those numbers are going to be for the third fight. Anxious. OG, double OG, triple OG, quadruple OG. Salute, fam.
Hey, okay.
Coach and fight fans. Yeah, exactly. Stephen UK said the majority of people who buy this aren't fans of boxing. They're fans of Jake. I need more than 200 characters to give a fair rebuttal. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But this is my point. Forget Jake Paul. Forget Jake Paul. My point is this. Explain to me why your favorite fighters cannot do pay-per-view numbers, cannot do big pay-per-view numbers, 600,000, 700,000, 800,000 pay-per-view numbers, and they have millions of followers on social media. You're saying that, like, your argument is that, okay, Jake Paul is bringing the social media crowd to the sport of boxing. But guess what? You have fighters who have a strong social media following, but that strong social media following is not translated into pay-per-view dollars. And guess what? You know, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Triple X says Pac is old now. Pac in his prime would have did 1 million regular. Yeah, exactly. We know that. We know that. He said, Coach, Serrano Insta profile moved up by 20,000. I didn't even know that, Michael Buffer.
Hey, okay.
I didn't even know that. Check this out, though. JM say, imagine if Crawford Tank Wilder was on Jake pay-per-view. Oh, my God. My whole point is this here. You know, my whole point, he said, very few boxing fights create buzz. Zoe Santos, what you say, fam? You think it's called a loyal fan base? Now, as a matter of fact, in boxing, and you know, the sport of boxing, fans are very fickle. If you're not giving us, listen, guys, you got to understand, boxing was built on, especially the golden era of boxing. What I call the golden era of boxing was, for me, since I've been alive, the golden era was the 80s and the 90s. Because everybody fought everybody. Can we say that's going on in the 2000s, 2020s right now? 2018, 19, 20, 21. Can we say that's going on right now? That era is not there. Joe G says Valdez tested dirty. Have you seen the breaking news? Yeah, I heard about it. He got popped dirty. So I guess he's a drug cheat. He's a drug cheat. And we got to keep that same energy. If Gerald Big Baby Miller's a cheater, if Canelo Alvarez is a cheater for popping dirty for steroids, or whatever the case may be, and that was the narrative that people ran with, guess what? We got to keep that same energy with Oscar Valdez. He don't get no pass. Southpaw Killer says, he said, anyone thoughts on a possible Tank versus Rolling pay-per-view is worth $80 in December? It should be on Showtime basic cable. Hey man, guess what? The fans gonna determine that. Tank Davis supposed to have a rabid fan base, so his fans gonna determine that. This dude say, why you always screaming? Why your ass over here listening? You don't like me screaming? It's easy. Turn the channel. Bye, Felicia. Jam said Jake Paul, Logan Paul fans like boxing, like UFC, like combat sports. They just don't know about boxing yet. Yeah, but guess what? If they don't know about boxing yet, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Johnny Blaze says boxing is still alive, but the right fights need to be made in order to generate numbers. Johnny Blaze, exactly. You hit the nail right on the head, fam. Exactly. Exactly. Southpaw Killer said YouTubers already disrespected Devin Haney by him fighting on the YouTubers undercard. Yeah. Remember, Oscar Valdez popped for Duralic. Duralic is a masking agent. Yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what he got on. I don't know exactly why he got. I don't know exactly what all he got popped for. To be honest with you, but thank you for letting me know that, fam. Murph, check this out. I'm finna tell y'all something else, though. I'm finna tell y'all something else. What you say, Leroy? You say Tank fans be streaming too? Yeah, everybody be streaming. Everybody be streaming. Steve in the UK, he says, you just hit the nail right on the head. You said because apart from a selected few, fighters don't engage with fans. They also need better agents. Get on daytime TV. Get soccer moms on side. Have a personality. It ain't even TV no more. People ain't watching TV no more like that. People are on social media. The key word, listen, guys, let me tell you boxers something who lame to the game. My favorite fighter, Terrence Crawford. Let me tell you something, son. Errol Spence, big fish. Tank Davis. Let me tell you guys something. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. It's called social media. The key word is social. This is a new era today. Nobody's asking you guys to be Instagram stars or models like Ryan Garcia. No, nobody's asking you to do that. My thing is you can't shit on the fans and be mean and I don't do interviews and all that stuff there, yada, 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 yada. Why are you on social media if you're not willing to be social with the fans? Make that make sense to me. It's called social media for a reason. You can literally grow the sport of boxing with your social media profile if you know how to use social media. Those days are just, I'm going to sign with Top Rank. I'm going to sign with Don King. I'm going to sign with, I don't even know do interviews. So you on the PBC, guess what? But you ain't, you know, you don't know how to grow your fan base. You don't know how to do 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 pay-per-view buys. I hear the excuse. A lot of fans do stream, but explain to me what? A lot of fans do stream. That is true. But guess what? Mike Tyson did over 1 million pay-per-view buys. A lot of fans streamed his stuff too. A lot of fans streamed this stuff too. He said boxing isn't dead. Creative marketing and thinkers are dead in boxing. Now, boxing isn't dead at all. And guess what? There's a lot of people in this chat don't even buy pay-per-view. Freddie Montana, he said, Coach, have you seen these PBC fanboys hating on you? I got your back, brother. Yeah, I'm not worried about them. I mean, they should hate. Hey, I talk a whole lot of shit, Freddie, so they should hate on me. I'm not mad at them. They should. They should. Okay. To be honest with you, they should. All I'm saying is this here. Lawrence says Valdez was caught eating steaks with Canelo and Reynoso. No, man. Triple S say Spence ain't no big fish. He don't even have 1 million followers. He says, JM says, but it's the promoters not making the fights. Boxer's job is to be the best in the sport. Promoter's supposed to do publicity. Check this out. That's the old way of doing things, Jams. That's what I'm saying, fam. Those are old school tactics in the new school era. You're right about that. That model did work back in the day. That model of fighters just fight. You sign to the promoter. It's the promoter job to promote the fight. Guess what? Bob M don't promote no damn fights. Terrence Crawford can't sell out a venue outside of Omaha, Nebraska. Errol Spence did 360,000 pay-per-view buys with Mikey Garcia. And he been on the decline ever since. 300,000 with Sean Porter, 250,000 with Danny Garcia. So he's going backwards.
Hey, okay.
The numbers don't lie. He said even when boxing has a huge fight, they literally do nothing all week for the build-up other than boring arrivals following by boring press. Man, you hit the nail right on the head, Murph. Murph, this is the thing too. Like, I want to talk about momentum. I want to talk about the momentum. When a fighter comes off a big fight and he has the momentum and everybody's looking at him and talking about him, we won't hear no more from him until another year. Let the momentum down, especially in this era where people's attention span is 3 seconds. They just let the momentum die down. Steven 22, he says, one of the problems in boxing is they don't make the mega fights anymore. And it makes the fans jaded, their enthusiasm wanes in the sport. You hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly what's going on. He said, how Spence and Tank pay-per-view stars when they doing the same numbers as Pacquiao and Ugas? Exactly. Doing the same damn numbers. But the narrative is, these guys are stars. He says, who is Terrence Crawford? Exactly. That's my favorite fighter. Who he is, we don't know. This dude on the chat, Jake, yeah, John Doe, what you say, fam? These superstar bosses cannot even talk to themselves. Cannot even talk to themselves out of going to jail for a dinner check, let alone talk to their fans to promote their brand. You hit listen, John Doe, this is all I'm saying, fam. This is the problem. This is the problem. This ain't about no damn Jake Paul. I don't care nothing about what. All I'm saying is us old school cats can get mad all day, but don't hate the player, hate the game. Showtime got in bed with this guy. Showtime is a boxing channel, right? This dude doing numbers. The boxers can do numbers. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Merce said the Jake Paul hype train is fun. Y'all better get on it before it crashes. Yeah, listen, Jake Paul. Listen, this is not about Jake Paul and boxing. This is about. I want to show you guys something. Hold on. I want to show you guys something. Hold on. Let me share the screen with you. Let me share the screen with you. Yeah, I got to do this. Let me share the screen with you guys. Hold on, let me see something. Hold on, let me see something. So this is the article by Boxing News 24, guys. This is the article by Boxing News 24. And I just want to see, do you guys see that they have any validity to this? This article. Now, I don't agree with everything they say, but let's see, do they have any validity to this? So this is for all us fans out there who like, yeah, man, this old sideshow. I'm 50-some years old. I don't watch this stuff. This ain't no real boxing match. Yeah, he ain't fighting nobody. He ain't fought no real boxer yet. This is for you guys. They say, think Jake Paul and this YouTuber element is bad for the sport of boxing? Try telling that to the 1 million plus viewers who tuned in last Sunday night. Right? As the hardcore fight fans sit and scratch their heads at this new spectacle, the sport continues to evolve, adding a new breed to the current crop of dinosaurs that watch for the better or for the worse. Now check this out. I agree with this. So this for all you dudes, including myself. This for all you dudes, including myself. Yeah, man, I don't care about no doggone YouTuber. This ain't growing the sport of boxing. This is some foolishness. No, Steve in the UK, the numbers have not officially been released. But guess what? It's gonna be more than anything. Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, Adrian Broner, Tank Davis. It's gonna be more than what they've ever done. I can promise you that. But check this out though. This is for us old dinosaurs. I'm throwing myself in there too. This guy right here said something. He said, you think Jake Paul and this YouTuber element is bad for the sport of boxing. Man, this is bad. What's going on in the sport of boxing? Man, I don't like this. I ain't supporting this bullshit. I remember when Muhammad Ali fought. I was around when Sugar Ray Robinson was fighting. That was real fighting. This ain't no fighting. Yeah, this for us. This for us. Try telling that to the 1 million plus viewers who tuned in last Sunday night. As the hardcore fans, like us, the hardcore fans, as we sit and scratch our heads looking at this spectacle called Jake Paul, the sport continues to evolve. Showtime got the memo. Adding a new breed to the current crop of dinosaurs, us dinosaurs sitting around. Yeah, man, we just need to sign a contract with a promoter, and the promoter just gonna promote us and make us big superstars. Dude, these are old school tactics in the new school era. That day is gone. It's over with. And you can't race hustle your way to getting new fans neither. Ask Deontay Wilder. Anyways, while the dinosaurs watch for the better or for the worse. Now, this guy here says that the 16-year media veteran of the sport of boxing who started this venture lukewarm like everyone else, I'd say not only is there a seed of promise in this platform, which I don't know about all that, but this is what he's saying. Not only is there a seed of promise in this platform, let me go ahead and let y'all see this article. Not only is there a seed of promise in this platform, according to this guy, but there's a blueprint many promoters and fighters can learn from. This is what made me interested. What is it that Terrence Crawford can learn from? He's stubborn. He ain't gonna learn shit. What is it that Errol Spence can learn from this? He's on the decline in pay-per-view sales. I got the receipts to show you. Now, Wilder Fury did good in the second fight. I seriously doubt that it does the same thing. Fans are tired of both of them. But only time will tell, right? So we're going to see. What is it that a lot of these fighters can learn from this spectacle called Jake Paul? To support that theory, let's take a closer look at a few undeniable facts that not only shut the door on that bad for the sport of boxing angle, but remove all doubt. This is for all of us who say, man, this bad for the sport of boxing, man. This ain't, man, I don't like this stuff. Coach, what you talking about? What you don't know what you talking about? Yeah, this for you. This for you. Let's break this down though. He said Jake Paul as well as all the other non-boxing entertainers on these cards bring millions of fans in a base built and bred on social media. The key word is social. Wilder has over 2 million followers on it on Instagram, and probably so many other followers on Twitter. Does he use social media to grow his platform? No, he doesn't. Errol Spence is on social media. He takes pictures of him in jewelry and hugged up with yellow bees and stuff like that, and him training and yada, 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 yada. But does he know how to parlay his social media in order to grow his, build his fan base and make sure that hundreds of thousands or even millions of people buy his pay-per-view? Nah, he's too busy drinking. And we don't want to talk about Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is the deadest of the dead when it comes to marketing on pay-per-view, marketing on on social media. My favorite fighter, but I'm not gonna cap for him, right? They know how to use social media to bring millions of fans and eyeballs on the sport of boxing. That fan base doesn't cost the boxing world one red penny. Imagine that. A ready-made promotion guaranteed to generate millions. So let me get this straight. You have boxing, you have professional boxers who have a ready-made fan base that's willing to bring in millions of dollars. All you got to do is know how to socialize with them, i.e. social media, and the media, this is the new way of doing things. All you got to know how to do is have some kind of personality. I don't want to see you drunk, dancing with Yellow Beezy, kissing them on the neck. I don't want to see you sitting back like Crawford. See what it is, yeah, exactly. You know, I just want to fight whoever they put in front of me. Damn, you ain't got no personality. I don't want to see Tank Davis when he get asked a question, he got to look over to Floyd Mayweather because Floyd Mayweather got to do the talking for him. Now Tank Davis does have a lower following. They do come out and come to his fights in Georgia. He hit a market in Georgia. Got to give him that. Pay-per-view, he ain't doing that in pay-per-view. But it's a success, you know, to Mayweather Promotions because they're only paying him $1 million on the front end. And he got to try to get the rest on the back end. So it's a success to them. But I pop in numbers now. Check this out, though. Check this out. That particular base, that social media base, guys, has a built-in fan base on social media. And you can bring that to the sport of boxing. And that base does not cost boxing one red penny. Imagine that. A ready-made promotion guaranteed to generate millions. Now, Tyron Woodley is a Hall of Fame talent in the UFC and MMA circuit. Last night he earned what will probably go down as his greatest career payday. And he did it on the back of a massive social media following, fueled and fed by Jake Paul. So this man fought in the MMA, was one of the best welterweights in the world at that time when he was on his run. Guess what? He ain't make nothing over there in the UFC. Dana White don't pay them boys over there. But he made his career high payday fighting on the backs of a goddamn social media and a YouTuber. At the end of the day, you got a family to feed, right? At the end of the day, you're trying to make money so you can secure, you know, your financial future. Don't hate the game. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. Don't hate Jake Paul, the player. Hate the game. Right? Critics would say that the American boxing landscape is eager to find the great white hope. Well, they got Caleb Eggplant. Maybe Caleb Plant could be the great white hope. Maybe he could be the one to take down Canelo Alvarez. We'll find out. Realists would say promoters tap deep into a jackpot known to be a paying demographic. Yeah. Woodley came up short in the final results, but he ended up with the biggest payday he's ever received. And I can go on and on and on. And they had different celebrities out there, but that's neither here nor there. Now let's move on. Because what I want to talk about next is you got fighters. As a matter of fact, let me pull this up. Let's look at what Jake Paul said right here. This is for all you, I hate Jake Paul. He's a trash YouTuber. I don't like that. This is bad for the sport of boxing. But a lot of you guys don't even buy pay-per-views. You don't even support the fighters that you know. We support them online, but we ain't really supporting them when it counts. So this guy right here in this particular article, I'm gonna just skip right to it. He said, although Jake Paul said that he is now a retired boxer, because he said on social media he retired, which I don't give a damn about, it's highly unlikely he will stick to that. He is becoming a massive star in combat sports, and regardless of who he faces, it would be a big fight. We can't get Crawford and Big Fist to fight each other in the ring. We can't get Jamal Charlo to fight Triple G or to fight Boo Boo Andrade or to fight even Murata to unify the division. At least Jamel Charlo trying to become undisputed. We can't get Tank to fight Teofimo Lopez or any of the top 135 pounders because guess what? Floyd Mayweather said we don't want to try to make another promoter rich. We're gonna fight all our fights in-house. But that's neither here nor there. Let's keep moving. Irregardless of what you guys think about this, right? But check this out. This is what Paul said. Paul also said that he was a new face of the fight game and listed several next opponents. We ain't worried about that. But this is what he said, though. He said, who is doing it, bro? This is the question mark that Paul said to the MMA junkie. He said, this is crazy. Selling out this whole ass arena. A whole different audience. This wasn't a boxing audience here tonight. He admitted that. Doing a bigger gate, more revenue than Conor McGregor in his 18th fight. Selling hundreds and tens and thousands and millions of pay-per-views. I need a moment to reflect on this. This is a new face of the fight game. This is what he's saying. Now, I ain't going about all that. He the new face of the fight game. But my thing is this here. What did he use? He used social media. Terrence Crawford is on social media. Errol Spence is on social media. Deontay Wilder's on social media. Tank Davis is on social media. Oscar Valdez and all these other fighters on social media. Guess what? What their numbers look like when they fight. What their numbers look like when they fight. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate Jake Paul. Be mad at the sport of boxing. Be mad at the fans like myself and you who support it or lack of support. We complain and cry, but then somebody come to the back door, and you know I'm even hearing now. The only reason he doing it, the only reason he doing numbers like that because of white privilege. Some niggas going back to the race card again. It's white privilege. Woo! These guys kill me. But let's go on over here to Mr. Manny Pacquiao. Let's go over here to Mr. Manny Pacquiao. Now, Kevin Iole, this is what he says on Instagram, on Twitter. Kevin Iole said that hearing #Pac Ugas did 250K pay-per-view sales. Nothing official has been released from the PBC. Losing Spence made a significant difference, it appears. Of course it made a significant difference. But I saw a content creator. He said that who it was. Somebody sent me this video. I want to say it was probably Blue Blood Sports TV. He said that Errol Spence proves that he's the big fish after all, because the Manny Pacquiao and Ugas fight flopped, pay-per-view flopped. Now, of course, if he was there, the fight would have done bigger. But Mr. Big Fish, I wouldn't brag on your drawing power, sir. Not when it comes to pay-per-view numbers. Because your last pay-per-view did 250,000. Manny Pacquiao and Ugas did 250,000. So if you would have came along, it probably would have made $500,000 or maybe a little bit more. People were expecting to see Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence. You pulled out of the fight 10, 11 days before the fight because you got beat up in sparring and the guy detached your retina. He was putting them paws on you. Al Haymon did a terrible job in promoting this fight. Or the promoter, whoever he used. The PBC has to take this L. Fox has to take this L. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Some of these guys and some of these comments. He said, I imagine that the retina getting hammered by a southpaw jab is best that it happened in sparring. He was talking about Errol Spence. This guy here said the undercard wasn't great. And even if Ugas was a McGregor/Mayweather level salesman, they had no time to sell it. So that 250K diehard Manny Pacquiao fans, just imagine. So he's saying that the 250K that bought the fight was on diehard Manny Pacquiao fans. Manny Pacquiao is supposed to have millions of fans around the world, right? Manny Pacquiao is supposed to be this global fighter, right? Guess what? He couldn't tap into the globe and get his millions of fans who love him all over the world to buy more than 250,000 pay-per-views. Now this guy said that I think it probably would at least did 400 to 500,000 with Errol. I believe that as well. It would have did that. I think that as well. I really do. Danny Drew, what you say for me? Say, Coach, you need to change your lower left pick on your web page. Boyle Crawford fighting Robert Kuhn. Look how big Robert is. 168, 175, late 6'8". Never happened. Fighting Robert Kuhn, though. Yeah. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, I know what you're saying. You're trying to say the picture. You're trying to say the picture. He said Jake Paul was showing shades of Mayweather in there. Amazing shoulder roll and blistering hand speed. Yeah, all right. All I'm saying is this here, guys. You have your favorite fighters. Who your favorite fighter is? Who your favorite fighter is?
Hey, okay.
What is he doing? Manny Pacquiao did 250,000. Him and Ugas did 250,000 pay-per-view buys. If Errol Spence was there, it probably would have went over 500,000. That's it. It probably would have went over 500,000 if Errol Spence was there. Right? The brother put out a video. Somebody sent it to me on my, I get a lot of videos, and you know who you are. Hey, somebody sent it to me on my Instagram. Basically letting me know. Shout out to Major Keith Boxing. I thought I saw him in the building as well.
Hey, okay.
Telling me something that you guys always send me stuff. Telling me something that Blue said about Errol Spence being the big fish and all this stuff there. And this is a reflection of Errol Spence being a bigger star than Manny Pacquiao. No, this is a reflection of the PBC putting together a flop. They don't want to say nothing bad about Al Haymon. Al Haymon put together a flop product. This was a PBC fight. This was a PBC fight card. Guess what? It flopped. Shout out to Major Keith Boxing.
Hey, okay.
For dropping that half for Dizzub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Major Keith say shout out to the second hardest working man in the YTBC. Troy being number one. Keep cooking and doing your thing, brother. Yes, sir. Shout out to my main man, Major Keith.
Okay.
Go subscribe to his YouTube channel.
What?
I say subscribe to Major Key YouTube channel.
What?
I say subscribe to Major Key YouTube channel.
Hey, okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Listen, so this is what I'm saying here. This is what's going on. Now, this is another thing that disturbed me, guys. This really disturbed me, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. This really disturbed me. As a matter of fact, I need to go to my Instagram page. I need to go to my IG page because I had it up. Somebody sent it to me, but I already had it, right? I already had it. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Is it here? Let's see. Is it here? As a matter of fact, let me do this. Let me go to my Instagram page, guys. Because I have it here. I have it here that these fighters who we love so much, some of them. Let me see. You know what? Wait a minute. Because I want to talk about the fight purses that some of these fighters had on the undercard. Where is that? Let me go to my. Bear with me, guys. I got it over here. Matter of fact, let me go to my Instagram. Because you got to explain to me how come you got to explain to me how come a professional fighter like Dubois he get his highest payday fighting under a YouTuber's undercard. Dubois don't bring shit. Well, no, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Dubois. Not gonna say anything bad about Dubois at all. Let me go ahead and do this. Where is this? Somebody sent this to me. I need to see these numbers. I want to show you guys these numbers. I want to show you guys these reports. Oh, you know what? I have it right here. I'm tripping. My bad. I have it right here. Let me go to my account. I have it right here. Let's talk about it. Let me share this with you guys. Explain this to me, guys. Now, I tried to cross-reference this. This is something that Jake Paul retweeted himself. But this is the purses of everybody who fought on this card. So for all you diehard, oh man, I love boxing so much. I ain't supporting no damn YouTuber. Yada 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 yada. You know, back when Mike Tyson was fighting and says those was real fights. And they fought for less and this and that, yada 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 yada. Yeah, I hear you. But guess what though? Last time I checked, we ain't gonna count Tommy Fury. He ain't no boss. How many of you guys are fans of Amanda Serrano? How many of you guys are a fan of Amanda Serrano? How many guys are fans of Mercada, who Amanda Serrano fought? How many guys are fans of Baron Chink? He was a former IBF junior welterweight champion of the world. How many of you guys in the UK are fans of the big Daniel Dubois? Guess what? Daniel Dubois, all you fans in the UK, got his biggest payday fighting under a Jake Card undercard. Fighting on a Jake Paul undercard. He got his biggest payday. Amanda Serrano, she's a female. She don't make no hell of a money. Oscar De La Hoya ain't paying her. Guess what? She made $500,000 plus fighting under Jake Paul undercard. She ain't make that fighting under Big Fish undercard. She ain't make that fighting under Crawford undercard. She didn't make that fighting under Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury undercard. She made that under a Jake Paul undercard. Guess who loves Jake Paul? Amanda Serrano. Y'all know Oscar Valdez got popped dirty. Y'all know that. I'm gonna pull that up too. Guess who happy? Guess who loved Jake Paul? If he's smart, he would. Daniel Dubois. He ain't never made $200,000. I'm not even. Bon Scott. I'm not even talking about the Joe George fight. There was no crowd. I get that, but I'm just saying he never made it. It says right here, bracket show additional purse donations made by Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to make $2.8 million. He took $1 million less pay cut in order to make sure everybody below him got paid. And look at this guy right here, Tyrone Woodley. Tyrone Woodley made over $1 million fighting Jake Paul. Tyrone Woodley never made $1 million ever in his life in the MMA with UFC. He made it with Jake Paul though. He made it with Jake Paul. Now, unless you fighting under Canelo Alvarez on the card, I don't know exactly what that would be. This is my account right here. We simulcasting on Twitter. But let's go over here to Kevin Iole. As a matter of fact, since y'all talking about Oscar Valdez, who broke that story? Who broke the Oscar Valdez story? Was that who broke that Oscar Valdez story? Let me look him up. Let's look him up. Who broke that Oscar Valdez story? Let's look him up. I'm gonna look him up right now because I know he got popped dirty. Who broke that story, guys? Yes, Mike Coppinger. That's what I'm looking for. Mike Coppinger. I don't know how I forgot his name. Mike Coppinger, ESPN broke the story, right? Here you go, right here. Says right here that sources say that Oscar Valdez is tested positive for a Duralec, a banned substance. He's scheduled to defend his 130-pound title versus Robson Gonçalves on September the 10th in ESPN Plus main event. That was his A sample. The test was conducted by VADA, part of the WBC clean boxing program. So we'll see what the B sample. We'll see what the B sample is. We'll see what the B sample is. We'll see what the B sample is. This brother here says that Dubois got 750,000 euros versus Dinu. I don't know what he got. I don't know what he got, to be honest with you. I am not a fan of Dubois. I know nothing about Dubois, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not high on him, to be honest with you. He said all Jake did was show fighters how much money can be made and how much their promoters are taking for themselves. Now, the promoters, This is what I'm saying, Peter Von Arx. The promotion game of boxing is over. This is what I'm trying to convey. The old way of doing things in boxing, that's over with, dog. And I think as soon as us boxing fans realize that, see, the younger boxing fans get it. The older boxing fans, they don't get it. Because the old coons ain't on social media. Guys that's probably in their 40s and 50s, we will be considered old coons. 40s and 50s, they ain't really on social media like that. They don't get it. But guess who get it? Those guys, those fans in their 20s, they get it. There's a disconnect. There's a disconnect. He says that, whoa, good news for YouTubers. No more boxers. Yeah, they're boring. Just like Rigo, a sprinter. Canelo, Terminator, no could KO. Fury, drug addict. Wilder, blamer. Bro, this is it's just a whole bunch of this. You got the people say Canelo's a drug cheat. He got popped dirty. Rigo fight was terrible. Right? And on top of that, he ain't making no damn money. Fury got popped dirty. And they say he's a cheater in the sport of boxing. Wilder made every goddamn excuse in the world. Went to twerking to talk about he wanted to get pregnant one day. Jamal Charlo, going through his incidents. Or whatever. Tank Davis got rental car companies suing him. Saying he owed $40,000. Ain't none of this growing boxing. A YouTuber coming in here bringing fresh eyeballs to the sport of boxing. Is he fighting fighters? No, he ain't fighting no professional boxers. That's true. He's not fighting no professional boxers. I don't take him serious and relate to that. Being honest with you. But the fact of the matter is, all of our favorite boxers are on social media. They won't even be social with their fans. If you ever watch an Errol Spence or a Terrence Crawford interview, I don't know which one's worse. I say Terrence Crawford interview is worse. And he's my favorite fighter. Errol Spence like he drunk. Yeah, I'm just saying, Danny Garcia, he's a good fighter, and everything. But, we just going to have to call Al, y'all come out to Dallas, Texas. It's like he on some damn lean, sipping lean. That's what they do out there. Crawford don't even want to talk. Canelo, he got a built, his fans going to follow him to eternity. They're going to follow him to eternity, so he can't do no wrong. Anthony Joshua, he got diehard fans. He can't do no wrong. Paul Levin said, Coach, if Paul loses a few fights, do you think those fans will stay? I mean, yeah, because his fans are not boxing fans. His fans are social media fans, so they'll still roll with him. Now, if he was to pick up some fans, Paul, in the sport of boxing, they wouldn't stay with him. But his fans are not boxing fans. Wherever he goes, they go. So my only problem is, my brother, is this. Paul, my problem is this. You have all of these fighters. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. You got Wilder, he got 715,000 followers on Twitter, right? That's what he got. That's not a lot for someone who's supposed to be a superstar in the sport of boxing, to be honest with you. You're a superstar in the sport of boxing, according to his fans. He's a superstar. He's the biggest thing. He's the biggest thing, biggest boxer in America. His social media don't reflect that at all. Well, his fans ain't on social media. Well, the pay-per-view numbers don't reflect that. See, I'm a numbers guy. I'm a numbers guy, right? Look at this guy. My favorite fighter, Terrence Crawford. He got 682,000 followers on Instagram. Why does he have an Instagram page? I have no idea. He's not social on it. I know he's not social on it at all. He doesn't even know how to use it, how to interact with it. Take a couple pictures, and that's about it. Social media. God, let me break this down for you old heads who are hating on Jake Paul and who don't like, oh, this is sideshow and this and that. And you fighters who don't want to do no talking. Yeah, I ain't got to do that. I'm a fighter. Yada, yada, yada. That's the promoter's job. El Fulio, you are trying to use old school tactics. Let me break this down for you slow ass fighters out there who I may offend. You are using old school tactics in a new school era. The days of I'm signing with Top Rank and they gonna promote me is over. The days of I'm gonna just sign with the PBC and we gonna call Al, and I'm gonna be a big star. No, that's over. Your numbers is terrible. PBC or non-PBC, your numbers is terrible. Now, it might not be terrible as it relates to what you are getting paid, because a lot of those PBC fighters, your favorite fighters, they're getting paid $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million on the front end. And they got to hope like hell that they do good pay-per-view numbers on the back end. So if they do 250,000 or 300,000, that's a success, because the PBC and the promoters did not have to put up a lot of upfront money. So when you do not have to put up a lot of upfront money, you don't need to sell a whole lot on the back end in order to make a profit. I hope I broke that down for you guys. That's how it works. He says another Reynoso fighter fails a VADA drug test. Who does Oscar Valdez fight for? Who is this promotional company? Snack fighters pass with flying colors. Yeah, because snack fighters pass with flying colors. They do. They do. He says whoever puts the money up runs the game. Exactly. You hit the nail right on the head, fam. Brandon Calhoun says those days are over. It's not the 70s, 80s, or 90s anymore. You hit the nail right on the head, fam.
Hey, okay.
You hit the nail right on the head. And guess what, Brandon? You know the crazy part about it? Us old coons, my age and older, who been watching boxing. Yeah, I remember Muhammad Ali, the Little Manila. I remember when Sugar Ray Leonard fought Hearns. Us old ass niggas don't get it. I figured it out though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm probably the only guy that's been saying this on YouTube. The way I'm saying it. Not talking about social media, but I'm saying the way I'm saying it, that the old school tactics, you guys are trying to use old school tactics in the new school era. Those days are over with. I'm gonna just sign the contract and the promoter gonna blow me out. We ain't got Don King in the game no more. Don King, now if Don King was still like active and still younger and had his strength, we'll be able to see that. Because Don King got the gift of gab. Bob Arum ain't never had the gift of gab. Don King kept that foot on Bob Arum's neck to force him to make big fights, cross-promotional fights, because Don King was a power force. Al Haymon, he don't do no talking. So he's like a ghost. You see what I'm saying? He don't do any talking. Sam Watkins, he don't really, yada, 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 yada. The fighters got to step up. And as soon as these fighters who have no personality, as soon as they understand that, then guess what? There will be excitement about their fights. Jamal versus Andrade will generate 1 million pay-per-view buys when they finally fight at age 40. Shout out to my main man Toon.
Hey, okay.
What up, Toon? Teach what the lick read, baby. Jerome says, if we do go by pay-per-view numbers, coach, then maybe Jake Paul is a legitimate and new face of American boxing. Hey, you know what, Jerome? The math don't lie. Now he ain't fighting, Now, Jerome, let's not get it twisted. Now, if he fight a D-class fighter, pro fighter, he'll get the brakes beat off of him. We know that. He'll get the brakes beat off of him. He fight a D-class fighter. We know that. But that's not the way they're marketing him. He gonna fight a Uber driver, a cab driver. He's gonna fight a retired MMA fighter. He's gonna fight those guys. Do 1 million pay-per-views. And guess what? He sold out in arena. He sold out in arena. Dude, bro, say bro, Snack is Victor Conti, the godfather of PEDs. Yeah. He knows how to hide it the best. Whoa. Ryan Thompson says, let me say USA Boxing. What do you think about Mayweather Sr. calling out the GOAT, Charlie Z? Hey, man, I didn't even know he called him out, bro. I didn't know he called him out. Bear with me one moment. Yeah, I didn't even know he called him out, fam. I didn't even know that. Yeah, I didn't even know that, fam. I didn't know that. I didn't know he called him out. He said, I'm just saying, no. I'm just saying, though. Shelton Moore say, Jamal, shout out to my co-host, Shelton.
Hey, okay.
Jamal versus Andrade will not do $1 million. Nah. All I'm saying is this is, what is the definition of the face of boxing? A boxer who sells the most pay-per-views or pound for pound. The definition of a face of boxing is this. When you think of the sport of boxing, the first name coming to your head is Muhammad Ali. When Mike Tyson was fighting, when he was hot in there from 85 to 1990, when you thought of boxing, you thought of Mike Tyson. When Floyd Mayweather Jr., when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, but then when he turned into Money Mayweather, when he was in the game, he was Money Mayweather. When you thought of boxing, you thought of Floyd Mayweather. When every era had a face, like when you think of the sport of boxing, they know Muhammad Ali. We Mike Tyson. You see what I'm saying? That's the definition of the face of boxing, right? And then, of course, if you are known like that, if you're the Ali's, the Tysons and stuff like that, and the Floyd Mayweathers, when you fight, your fights are not just boxing matches. Your fights are events. See, this is what the face of boxing is. When the fighter fights, when he puts on a fight, when you see him get ready to fight somebody, when Sugar Ray go fight Marvin Hagler in 1987, that was an event. Everybody like, boy, I got to watch that fight. Even people who really didn't watch boxing, the excitement, the energy build up from the fight. From the fight. You see what I'm saying? And the anticipation. And when you thought about Sugar Ray, you thought about Hagler. You thought about Tommy the Hitman Hearns. You thought about Muhammad Ali. You definitely think about Ali to this day.
To this day.
We think about Muhammad Ali when you think about boxing. Literally. That's what the face of boxing is. And then, of course, when you throw a fight, you selling out arenas. You selling out football stadiums. You the highest paid. You're doing pay-per-view numbers. There's a lot of things that go into it. There's a lot of things that go into it. He said those two names are always popped in my head when I thought of boxing. That's the face of boxing. Peter Varnoy said Muhammad Ali will always be the face of boxing to me. That's the face of boxing. But I'm saying from a current standpoint, from a current standpoint, you know what I mean? From a current standpoint, you get what I'm saying. It's not like that anymore. People don't even get excited about a fight coming up. Hey, tell me this here. How excited were you when you heard that Jamel Charlo was fighting Brian Castano? How excited were you? How excited were you when you found out Jamal Charlo was going to fight Juan Montiel? How excited were you when you heard that Tank Davis was going to fight Mario Barrios? Well, apparently a lot of people was excited because they sold out the Georgia Dome, I think, somewhere up in there, one of those arenas. Shelton was there. How excited were you when you heard that I just want to say like pre-pandemic, because the pandemic mixed up a lot of stuff. People was pretty excited about when Wilder and Fury fought the second fight. They were excited about that. They was excited about that, to be honest. He said, for me, it was De La Hoya and Roy Jones, Fernando Vargas. Fights were like parties. Exactly. Hey, Louis James, you remember they used to throw fight parties? You remember when they used to throw fight parties, bro? Bro, when Mike Tyson had a fight, we was deep in the apartment. In the projects, in the apartment. Whether it was whether you was in the Brown Subs in Liberty City, or you was in College Hill in Tampa, or if you was in Beirut, in Orlando, or wherever you was at, in your city. You was in Compton, you was in South Central, you was in the Bronx, you was in Brooklyn. When Mike Tyson had a fight, bro, it was an event. When Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao, it was an event. So when you tell me that your fighter is big fish, I ain't seeing that, homie. I mean, outside of your little fan base, guess what? That's the only thing that get excited about that. And ain't nobody getting excited about watching Terrence Crawford fight. He ain't had a fight since last November. What am I saying? Well, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying these fighters today are boring. They have no personality. They do not know how to promote themselves. You are on social media. The key word is social. You cannot be on social media and anti-social with your fans. Social media is a media platform that you can use to connect directly with your fans. If you are not connecting directly with your fans using social media platform, why are you mad when don't nobody pay to come see you fight? Why are you mad when, man, these boxing fans tripping. They ain't buying the pay-per-views. They streaming my stuff illegally. Man, boxing no change. Nah, nigga, you need to change with it. Murph said Don King had charisma, even though he was a crook. Yes, he did, and yes, he was a crook. He said, hell yeah, yep, Mike Tyson. Fights were like big family gatherings. No matter if you like the sport, some households, yeah, exactly. Exactly. You have people that didn't even like boxing. When Mike Tyson fought, oh yeah, we got to go see that Tyson fight. It was an event. Man, fight parties were like an event back in the day. Exactly. He say my face is a boxing where Ali, Leonard, Hagler, Duran, Hearns. Yeah. You Ugas, James Toney, Tyson Holyfield. Guess what? Who He say social media at this point is saturated and gravitating towards shock value. QN milk crates challenge. Please smack a boxer if they try that. No. I mean that's the buffoonery part of social media because people like to be entertained. But I'm saying from a boxing standpoint, what you choose to do with a social media platform is what you choose to do with it. Whether it's the milk carton crate or whatever challenge that comes up, that's dealing with people who want to be entertained. I'm saying from a boxer standpoint. Okay, let me bring it another way. Back in the day when you wanted to get known as a boxer, you would sign with the promoter. The promoter would go out and he would do what? He would promote you on small network television. He would promote you on radio. You will go around the Chitlin Circuit and do all kind of radio stops and promote your fight. You'll go on ABC or NBC and you'll talk to the Ted Koppel or whoever, Howard Cosell or whatever the case may be, and you'll promote your fighting, yada, 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 yada. That's how they did it back then. You'll see Sugar Ray on Free TV or Hitman Hearns or whatever the case may be. That's how it was done back then. They used media back then. They didn't have social media. They used media. Now we have social media. I'm educating you guys on something. Not the guys who know, but these fighters. Because I get it. I'm 47 and I get it. For some reason, these fighters who are younger than me, some of them I am old enough to be their father. They don't get it. How come my old ass get it, but their young ass don't get it? He say, and that's how Logan Paul got famous, with shock value antics. Yeah, you're right about that, but that's it. You know, he say, not gonna lie, pay-per-view is expensive, but I do support the buys at times. If a fighter I like, I'll buy. If it's a fighter I like, I'll buy. Okay, I got you. Canelo pay-per-view for a plant, I'm buying. Exactly. Pacquiao fight, I paid for. Any big fight, I pay for. And these fighters are not doing it. Shout out to Ride of the Storm.
Hey, okay.
He say for us, it was Chavez, Tyson, Oscar. Yeah, exactly. And these fighters are not doing themselves any justice. These fighters aren't doing themselves any justice by not fighting each other. You see what I'm saying? These fighters ain't doing themselves any justice. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. These fighters are not doing themselves any justice by not fighting each other. I'm hearing you with the wrong promotion of company. I'm hearing I'm big fish, cap, call out. I'm hearing like, I ain't fighting Andrade because he got a boring style. I'm going to freeze you out. And we ain't going to fight Anthony Joshua. We going to freeze him out. Me and Tyson Fury going to get together. We going to freeze him out. I'm hearing all this stuff, but the stuff that you need to do in order to build fights. There is no rivalries now. And then Chocolito and Estrada is a good one. We need way more. Yeah, exactly. Last fight I listened to on the radio, though was Mike Tyson, Danny Williams. She said I listened to Ali Frazier on the radio. Exactly. Those are memorable moments. To be fair, boxing was doing great pre-pandemic. They say now guys do what they want to fight each other, sitting on their butts, and they got comfy. That's a good excuse, but boxing was. Pre-pandemic, that numbers went crazy. Pre-pandemic, I think the biggest pay-per-view pre-pandemic was Wilder Fury did 800,000. Errol Spence did 360,000 when Mikey Garcia in 2000. He did 360. Manny Pacquiao did 500 with Keith Thurman. And he did 400 with Adrian Broner. But Mike Tyson did 1.5, 1.6 with Roy Jones. Two old ass fighters. Bon Scott said, L pay-per-view, let the satellite company. I pay to watch. Pay for fights just like they used to with terrestrial TV. But you get what I'm saying though. These fighters don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it, guys. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's do this. Because some guys may be anti-social media. But media is media. This is a new way. So let's look at this, guys. As a matter of fact, I want to break this down. Here you go. Because I was talking to my uncle not too long ago. What social media is. And these fighters, and I'm looking at it right now. These fighters don't know how to utilize it. They don't socialize with their fans. They don't socialize with them at all. Hooligan Music says, Coach, isn't freeze you out a form of ducking? Yes, it is. Anything dealing with I'm refusing to fight you, I'm gonna throw my belt in the garbage, or you on the wrong side of the street, or I'm gonna put in the petition to pull out to fight you, or I ain't gonna fight you because you disrespected me, or whatever the case may be. Anything dealing with refusing to fight another fighter in any form or fashion is ducking. Cop Killer says Fake Paul better quit before he get his snot box rocked. You've been watching Hassan Campbell, huh? He say, Edward Moore say it's a different fan base. Hardcore boxing fans didn't buy Jake Paul. Yeah, that's not the point. Hardcore boxing fans are not buying boxers, regular boxers. I'm gonna prove it to you. Hardcore boxing fans. Okay, let's do this. Logan Paul, Jake Paul would fight each other in the building. Listen, guys, my whole point is this. This is not about no damn Jake Paul. This is about the state of the sport of boxing and why these fighters do not get, why they can't at least do 500,000 pay-per-view buys. These fighters, your favorite fighter ain't got no swag. He can't talk. Your favorite fighter like to be hugged up with rappers, getting drunk, kissing on their necks. Your favorite fighter likes to sit back and be quiet and don't say nothing. And then when you do try to interview him, he give people attitudes when he had fights. Terrence Crawford. Your favorite, hell, the fighter who I do miss is Adrian Broner. Oh, I miss Adrian Broner right now. Oh, I miss AB right now. Boy, AB know how to sell a fight. I'm going to tell you another fighter who know how to sell a fight. Keith Thurman. Oh, the game sorely misses those guys right now. He said, Coach, what happened? He said, what's happening with Devin Haney now? They're ducking him? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if they ducking him or not. I did a video not too long ago talking about that. But he had 2 mandatories that pulled out of a fight that didn't want to fight him. So that's ducking right there. That's a duck move. I don't care how you slice it. I don't care how you dice it. 2 fighters pulled out of a fight from Golden Boy. None of these fighters ain't got no swag. They couldn't sell water to a catfish. Zoe Santos said, you think Jake won that fight though? You know what, man? That fight was so trash, man. That was a pick'em fight. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey Zoe Santos, man. I don't know, man. Hey, it was, you know, ain't nobody do nothing. Neither one of them did nothing. I would say Tyrone Woodley landed the harder shots. I would say that. He said, I thought Woodley was way better at boxing. He said, when I Google when and where to buy fights, the Google results show unless sites that aren't selling the fight. Okay. Johnny Blaze said, Mayweather couldn't even read. He promoted himself. There's no excuse. Bruh. James said, Coach, let me tell you, boxing is watered down. Great boxing used to come on HBO and Showtime. Now everyone wants to be a pay-per-view star. Go back to the free fights to promote the game. Listen, James, you hit the nail right on the head. Showtime, but when HBO and Showtime got out of the game, I did not realize it then. It killed boxing. It killed it. Because what Al Haymon is doing, I guess he's doing the best he can. Bob Arum like, look, dude, ain't no money in boxing no more like that. I ain't paying big money for no fights. And he ain't promoting. You see what I'm saying? Nissan Warrior said, I can't believe how some of these boxers have children when they're so good at pulling out. Bruh.
Hey, okay.
Bruh, you hit the nail right on the head, man.
Say it again. Say something else.
You hit the nail right on the head, man.
To this day.
Really, though. He said, I believe Canelo and Saunders did over 1 million pay-per-view buys, and they packed the house with 74,000 in attendance. That's good numbers. No, Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders fought on the zone. I don't think that fight with that. I don't think they did pay-per-view. If they did, I don't know anything about it. He said also what matters is activity. Bud has fought once in the last 2 years. No, he hasn't fought once in the last 2 years. He fought twice in 2 years. He's fought every year. He's been fighting once a year. Not active. Not active. And then he can't talk. He can talk, but he don't say nothing. No personality. Rappers are drunk. But boy, I miss AB, boy. Shout out to Raw Real Shows.
Hey, okay.
Boy, I miss AB and Keith Thurman, boy. Boy, I'm telling you, boy. Y'all, boy, listen. Boy, I miss, boy, listen. AB was the can man. Anybody can get it. Americans can get it. Africans can get it. Dominicans can get it. Puerto Ricans can get it. Anybody can get it. Mr. Can Man. The Can Man know how to sell a fight. Sorry about that, guys. I was on mute. Anybody can get it. I sure miss Keith Thurman. You better not duck me, son. Keith Thurman ain't fought in 2 years. We ain't got to worry about seeing him no more for a while. See, this is another thing, guys. These fighters, when they get them, these fighters don't know how to capitalize on momentum as well. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I was thinking about the excitement of when Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez fought each other. And Teofimo beat Vasily Lomachenko, and some people say, Teofimo is undisputed. Some say it's not. I ain't here to argue that shit. But there was excitement behind that. because Teofimo got it the hard way. Pause. He fought some stiff competition in order to get that shot. And Lomachenko, I would say he probably did as well. He beat Lomachenko. And look at the buzz that happened after that. He beat Lomachenko. There was high momentum after that fight, right? Guess what happened? The momentum, the thrill is gone. Ain't nobody even think about Teofimo no more. Think about Shakur Stevenson. He's a young star in the sport of boxing. He young, right? Guess what? He ain't got no excitement about when he fights. Who else ain't got no excitement? Devin Haney, there's no excitement around him when he fights. Tank Davis, there's excitement around Tank Davis when he gets ready to fight. Keith Thurman means business. Even cut his hair. Miss Keith Thurman. Louis James said, AB a fool, but he a cool dude. Boxing needs that to come back. Boxing needs someone who is a good boxer to get underneath these fighters' skin and talk a little bit, walk a little bit, move a little bit, groove a little bit. That's what they need. You know, we need some ABs and Fernando Vargases. We miss AB right now. If I was Al Haymon, I'd say, you know what, dog? We need to get AB back together. AB, stop drinking. And stop doing what you're doing. Don't worry about it, baby boy. I got you. I'm finna get you some fights. I'm gonna keep you in the gym. I'm gonna get you some fights. All I need you to do is talk that talk. And let your hands go when you get in the ring. Coach, what about anyone can do to bring back boxing back strong today? Bruh, I'm gonna tell you what they can do, Rob. These fighters are going to have to adjust. They're gonna have to start being social. They're going to have to start knowing how to utilize social media in order to get fans excited about seeing them fight. They're going to have to fight the tough fights. Don't worry about if you lose or not. Stop trying to be Floyd Mayweather. If you lose, oh boy, that's it. A loss don't determine your career. Muhammad Ali had losses. The fans still stuck with him. Sugar Ray Robinson had losses. The fans still stuck with him. Mike Tyson had losses. Me, being a fan, still stuck with him. Pernell Whitaker had losses. Marvin Hagler had losses. Roy Jones had losses. You dudes trying to keep your own. Fight cab drivers and Uber drivers, and then you don't even want to be social with your fans. He said, I bought Canelo Saunders fight. I believe I paid $70 for it. At least that's what yeah, exactly. Oh, you got Spectrum Cable. Tank did under 300,000. He did 200,000. He did 200,000. Some say 215,000. So you're right. He did under 300,000. He said 300,000 buys is good for 135 pounder though. Today it is. Today it is. In today's market, I guess it is. He say Jeff. He say Jeff. That was a great fight card. Oh, you talking about Jeff? Okay. I miss AB though. I miss AB. I miss the Can Man. I miss how AB dancing before he, they be dancing with before he come in the ring. I miss his daddy being in the ring with him, brushing his waves. He ain't been the same since Marcos McDonald whooped that ass though.
Hey, okay.
Since Marcos McDonald said, "Get over here."
What?
He ain't been the same. Ever since Marcos McDonald put them paws on Adrian Broner, he been taking L's ever since. But the boy know how to promote a fight. And Keith Thurman better not get in the ring with Tank unless he want to go to the upper room. Hey man, I don't know, man. I think Keith Thurman can whoop Tank Davis. He said they need to do away with pay-per-view. And then the TV company should pay for the fights. You know what, though? I don't think it's really the pay-per-view. I think it's the fighters not fighting the tough fights. When you tell me that Tank Davis is a superstar fighter, he's one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing, but he fighting Mario's Barrios. He ain't fighting Teofimo Lopez. He's not fighting Vasily Lomachenko, who other people say are the best fighters. See, Sugar Ray fought Roberto Duran. Sugar Ray fought Tommy Hearns. Sugar Ray fought Marvin Hagler. Tell me a Tommy Hearns that Errol Spence fought. Tell me a Roberto Duran that Terence Crawford fought. They haven't fought those type fighters. Now, Errol Spence has fought the better competition in the welterweight division. That's facts. But why? Because all of them are over there with the PBC. When you got all the chickens in the barn, it's easy to make the fights with the chickens. You see what I'm saying? Keith Thurman, he fought Manny Pacquiao, got his ass whooped. Well, he didn't really get whooped. He lost to a split decision, and he been out of the fight for 2 years. So the buzz is gone. Keith Thurman better not walk in the ring with Tank. Okay, yeah. Major Key. Damn, I thought I saw a comment from Major Key. Oh, okay. Thought I saw a comment from Major Key. Where is it? Major Key, I missed your comment, fam. Missed your comment. I should have brought it up on the screen. Yeah, I missed your comment, Major Key. Sorry about that. Aquarius Brown said these fighters are ducking fights. Seem like they're scared to fight and take a chance. You win or you might lose. Yeah, you're right about that. They want to fight someone they know they can beat and have a better chance of winning. And this is why Andy C say, you know I beat that boy. Okay. You know I beat that boy. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, Steven, what you say for me? He said, can you imagine Hagler and Hearns saying, I'm not fighting you. You're on the wrong side of the street. Okay. Bruh.
Hey, okay.
For real, though. Imagine that. Imagine Mike Tyson saying, man, you're on the wrong side of the street. I ain't fighting you. Muhammad Ali say, George, I would fight you in the Thriller of Manila, but you're on the wrong side of the street. You got to come on this side and sign with us in order to make the fight happen. These dudes want to compare themselves to Muhammad Ali. He 10 times better than Muhammad Ali in the ring, but yeah, you ain't doing 10 times, you ain't doing the work that Muhammad Ali did. Muhammad Ali ain't saying, George, I'm going to freeze you out. Frazier, I'm going to freeze you out. Leon Spinks, I'm going to freeze you out. Sonny Liston, I'm going to freeze you out. Larry Holmes, you was my sparring partner for 4-5 years. I'm going to freeze you out. But you 10 times better in the ring. He said, got to make that switch from treating local fighters like local sports teams. New York Jets. You feel me? Valdez tested positive for PEDs. Yeah, we know. Got it right there. Got that story right there. He tested positive right here. Who does Oscar Valdez fight for, guys? Who does he fight for? Exclusive said these guys ducking old Jakey, coach. Old Jake, yeah. Social media got these fanboys feeling extra special.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, you know, you got a lot of drama on social media. But I'm saying though, he said Mala, that wasn't in their vocabulary. No, it wasn't. Wasn't in their vocabulary. He said, Coach, Tommy Brooks said he can't train you because you're on the wrong side of the street.
Hey, okay.
I'm on the wrong side of the street. Hey, because niggas not trying to break bread. Yeah, but they mad at Jake Paul. Jake Paul paying fighters getting their career high paydays. All right, what? Let me ask you a question. For all you men who like female boxing, what's the highest payday a woman in today's time has been paid? Whether it's Amanda Serrano, whether it's Melissa Odessa, hell, she beefing with a promoter right now. She had a fight and didn't get paid her last fight. Whether it's Clarissa Shields. Man, it's crazy. Bon Scott. Nah. Oh no. Yeah, these purrs, man. We ain't gonna even get into that.
Hey, okay.
In my opinion, said hell no, he fought them all. Yeah. He said Valdez is top ranked Aaron. Yeah, okay. Valdez is trained by Eddie Reynoso. I think Katie Taylor gets more. But what's the number though? What's the number though? I am Dave. What's the number? What's the number? His Jake Paul made Dana White look like a doofus. Yeah, we know in the UFC they're making slave wages over there. A payday for a UFC fight is $100,000. And I'm probably just, of course, I'm being facetious, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. There's no way Daniel Dubois, if this is true, should have got a career high payday fighting on the Jake Paul undercard. There's no way.
Hey, okay.
No way.
Say it again. Say something else.
You know, so Valdez getting popped dirty. These guys, these fighters are not, they don't know how to promote themselves. They crying about, man, ain't nobody coming out to see the fights. Pay-per-view is dead. Nah, pay-per-view ain't dead. It's just the fighters just scared. Pay-per-view ain't dead. It's just the fighters just scared. The fighters ducking, don't want to fight each other. Fighters talking about you on the wrong side of the street. Fighters talking about I'm going to freeze you out. Fighters turning down career high paydays. Fighters pulling out of fights when they the mandatory to fight the champions. Fighters don't even know how to use social media to promote themselves. Fighters don't know how to socialize with the fans in order to build a buzz for themselves. Fighters too cool for school. It's all kind of shit going on in the sport of boxing. Say Katie earned 87,000 pounds for fighting Cindy Serrano. I heard Dubois made 200,000. Yes, he did. And I'm hearing that this was a career high payday for him. Now somebody's going to have to show me something that Daniel Dubois made more. I'll probably do some research on that. Guess what? Have you ever heard of a female boxer in today's time making $500,000? $542,000 to be exact. Maybe a loss will make you fight it better in the long run. Yeah, man. Have you ever heard of that? A female fighter in 2021 making $500,042. 542. Sorry about that. $542,000. Sorry about that, guys. Alphabet boys going to have a field day with Valdez. Yes, they is. He say Clarissa Shields, I'm sure was making $500K, or was she? I have no idea. She would have to be in demand like that. You know what I mean? Check this out. Check this out. When you go right here, when Errol Spence, right? Hold on. Bon Scott said Peter Von Oz on 750K. He say, is that what Amanda made? Amanda made over $500,000. Her highest payday. Right here, Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. Together, not Errol Spence by himself, together. This 2019, they did 360,000 pay-per-view buys. This is at $75 a pop. This is the fight where Errol Spence said he was big fish. I'm big fish, big fish. This here is what they said made him a superstar. To the Alphabet Boy channels. This made him a superstar. And he had like 40-some thousand come out to watch him fight, Mikey Garcia. And Mikey Garcia had, here go right here, 47,000 at AT&T Stadium. They'll come watch him fight. Canelo Alvarez fought in the same stadium. Guess what he did? 74,000. So if Errol Spence is big fish because him and Mikey Garcia did 47,000 at the Dallas Stadium, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, what is Canelo Alvarez? He did 74,000. So I heard Amanda Coach was getting some heat for something this past Sunday. I don't know why, fam. Clarissa Shields runs her mouth too much. Her day is coming. He said, Coach, you see pick of Solomon Jake Paul? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I haven't seen the pick of him. He said all pay-per-view numbers are total fantasy. Yeah, we never know what the true numbers are, to be honest with you. or if Katie versus Amanda Serrano happened, how much could they get? I have no idea. That's a good question. Clarissa Shields are making $150,000 guarantee. Meanwhile, she wants Eddie to pay her twice as much more. You got to be a demand. You say Katie Taylor got paid $1 million. Is there any receipts on that? I would love to see that. What kind of numbers is Katie Taylor doing in order to draw 250, in order to make $1 million? Is she selling out arenas? He said, okay, my bad. It's Top Rank that Valdez is with. If Errol Spence is big fish in the sport of boxing because he did 360,000 with Mikey Garcia, what is Canelo Alvarez doing 74,000 in the pandemic? Okay, my bad. He said Savannah Marshall got 25,000 pounds. And Hannah got 30,000 pounds. And for a world title fight. Katie Taylor is making as much as Jamel Charlo. No way. Yeah, I got to see the receipts on that. I don't believe that, to be honest. Triple X say Al strategically pulled Spence out for the Pac fight so that everyone would tune in to his return since pay-per-view is decreasing. Serrano's corner man was talking ish to Mercado, saying, come on, Mexican, fight. Don't be scared like that. Oh, okay. Baron Scott said, Coach, Katie Taylor near 1 million is for the year, not for a fight. Oh, okay. So this is what I'm saying. Amanda Serrano made her career high payday fighting on Jake Paul paid her that. Let's go here. I don't change it already. That's Oscar Valdez. She made that on Jake Paul paid her that. Career high payday. She made a career high payday. Let me take it off this, guys. She made a career high payday. She loved Jake Paul because she wasn't making that fighting anybody else. The market didn't demand that. Hopefully she can capitalize on that. But let's go back over here because I want to show you guys something. So they say right here that this made Errol Spence big fish, right? Now, his next fight he had after that, I think that was Sean Porter. That fight did 300,000 pay-per-view buys. So Big Fish went from 360,000 to 300,000 with Sean Porter. His last fight he had on pay-per-view with Danny Garcia did 250,000 pay-per-view buys. A year later, in 2020. So Big Fish went from 360, that made him a big fish, to 220 to 250. He went backwards. For all you guys who are not that good with math, that's over 100,000 pay-per-view buys less than what he did with with Mikey Garcia. So he's on the decline in pay-per-view. He's on the decline. So they like to talk about the last 3 pay-per-views that Errol Spence did. He did 360 with he did 3, and then guess what? Hold it. They're making mockery of Manny Pacquiao for doing 250,000. And they're saying that this is proof that Errol Spence is the cash cow. And Errol Spence is the big fish. You know, I gotta, as Kurt of Counterpunch Boxing would say, I gotta counterpunch that. Gotta counterpunch that. Let's do this, guys. I want to see something. I want to see if I'm right. I could be wrong. But before I speak, okay, I don't see it. Because I wanted to say something, but I don't see it. I want to say something, but I don't see it, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything because I was going to nail this baby home, but I don't see it, so I'm not going to say anything. He said, Dragonland said, I heard Oscar Valdez pop dirty. Yes, he did. It's right here. For all those who just tuning in, Oscar Valdez pop dirty. So Oscar Valdez has tested positive for a derelict, a banned substance. He was scheduled to defend his 130-pound title fight bout against Robson on September the 10th on ESPN+. So that was the A sample. We're going to see what the B sample says. He said, Blue Ball's video saying Errol Spence is the pay-per-view cash cow. Had me dying. Yeah, somebody sent me that video. I damn near crashed my car when I was looking at it. Literally. Cash cow. 360,000 pay-per-views here. 250 there. A year later. Had a good crowd. Canelo, and this ain't, Canelo did, he sold that event out. He had 40, Errol Spence had 47,000. Him and Mikey Garcia had 47,000 to come see them fight at AT&T Stadium, Dallas, Texas. Canelo had 74,000. That's a killer whale. He say Manny Hall of Famer. He doesn't have anything else to prove with his age. He already set financially. I agree with you. He is a Hall of Famer. That's facts. His legacy is cemented in stone and the cement is dry. You're right about that. He says, I don't think Spence is on a decline. 200,000 pay-per-views is just his value. And the other 100,000 is for Mikey Garcia. How did you determine? Yeah, how did you determine that though? Yeah, I see what you're saying. If 200,000 his so you're saying more Mexican fans came to see Errol Spence fight versus Mikey Garcia? So you're saying his value, he's not on the decline? No, he is on the decline. Because this is the thing. You can't, I'm not saying you, Dave. I'm not saying you, but for the people who pushes this narrative, you can't use this number as a parameter to support your narrative by saying this is proof he's a pay-per-view star without factoring in his dance partner in one breath and then say, well, he declined here. He's still a pay-per-view star, but that's not his fault. That's because of his dance partner. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? We can't have it both ways. He said, I'm pretty positive Canelo does more than 350K. Yeah. He said, it looks like the same fans are buying those pay-per-views, not really growing. No, they're not growing. They're not growing. And this is my whole point. He said, Josh needs to be a Hall of Famer just for winning the world title and 15 unbeaten fights. Talking about Josh Taylor? I guess Josh Taylor, I don't know. I think that's who you're talking about. I guess that's what you're talking about. He said, nah, he in Dallas. Don't know who Mikey is. Mexican here in Dallas, Virgil is a bigger name than Mikey. Okay, so, but this is what but you get what I'm saying though. You telling me big fish numbers out like, nah, that ain't, I can't. You know what? Maybe the bar has been set so low that maybe that it is big fish numbers.
Hey, okay.
That's what I think it is on Jovan. I think the bar has been set low. Spence has a slight brain damage that's been covered up. He's finished. Yeah, I don't know his medical records on with the sleeve to even count on that. He said Errol is a stand-up guy. That means Ugas is a pay-per-view star then. Yeah. Ugas is a pay-per-view star. He did 250,000. That's a pay-per-view star, right? Listen, Ugas' first pay-per-view, he did 250. So is Ugas a pay-per-view star? Think about it, coaches. Spence and Pac fought. They might have done 400 to 500,000 buys. Pac fought Ugas and did less than 250K. No, he did. They say he did 250. Well, it might have been less. I don't know. I totally agree with you, Easy Dimes. It would have been more if Errol Spence would have fought. Errol Spence would have bought his 200, 250. Pacquiao bring his 200, 250, that make 500 million. I'm 500,000. You're right about that. Dragon Leg said, Graham, everybody juicing and popping dirty. He said, exactly, Coach, my point. He's not that star they're claiming. Yeah. I mean, I get it. They're trying to fit the narrative. I get it to fit the narrative. You know what I mean? I am Dave. But listen, bro, like, you can't tell me that. PBC trying to set the bar low with 250K. They're trying to set the bar low. Dragon Leg say terrible promotion, Coach. That's why. Dragon Leg, you hit the nail right on the head. It's a terrible promotion. It's a terrible promotion. Ugas is a bigger star, bigger pay-per-view star than Hank the Tank. Ugas did 250K. Will Paul versus Whitley break 1 million pay-per-view buys? That's a good question, fam. That's a good question. Will they do more than 200? Will they break 1 million pay-per-view buys? That's a good question. Hell, even if he do 800 and 900,000, that's good. So what about Ugas? Is Ugas a pay-per-view star? His first fight. The Blue Balls, the biggest Spence tard on YouTube. Nah, and he ain't the only one. He ain't the only one. Box is so corrupt, yet we still watch it. Majority of the fighters from the street. No education, promoters are sharks. Yeah, they take advantage of these fighters. The smooth promoters, the fighter don't even know that he's being taken advantage of. He won't know he got robbed until after he retired. What sucks is that you could be a great fighter, but ain't nobody going to know who you are unless you socialize and promote yourself. Louis James, that's what I'm talking about, fam. Social media. So they end up getting paid less than what they're worth because they don't know how to build their brand. Louis James, you get what I'm saying, fam.
Hey, okay.
Dog, you get what I'm saying. Let me screenshot that. I just screenshot what you just said. This is what I'm talking about, fam. They don't know how to socialize and promote themselves. Guys, this is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying, fam. The old school way of doing things. And Terrence Crawford, let me give you some advice. I know you are stubborn. I know you have a lot of pride. I know you don't like doing interviews, all of that stuff there. The old way of doing things, sir. You're my favorite fighter. But the old way of doing things is over. All that sitting back, I'm Bud, not want to do interviews. When you talk, you act like you don't want to be there. Those days are over with. If you don't care, retire and just get out of the game. Move on. Let Virgil Ortiz take over. Boots Enos, you don't really do nothing on social media, sir. You got all the talent in the world. You should be building yourself up. This guy gets it, Dragon Leg. Now, my brother Louis James, he gets it. Promote yourself. You're looking for Bob Arum to promote you when you have social media. Crawford need to be pulling up on everybody. Virgil Ortiz, you're going to have to start pulling up on these old coons or run their ass out of the game. If Errol Spence don't want to fight you, Virgil Ortiz, run his ass out of the game. If Terrence Crawford don't want to fight you, Virgil Ortiz, run his ass out of the game. Boots, if none of those fighters want to fight you, run their ass out of the game. I'm not loyal to no fighter, homie. I'm loyal to the sport of boxing. I'm going to pay for the pay-per-views when they come. But I better see some fights I want to see. I better see some fights I want to see. I know that. I don't want to see no Canelo fighting Yildirim. I don't want to see no Canelo fighting, what the other dude name? Rocky Fielding. I want to see Canelo fight Billy Joe Saunders. We got that. I want to see Canelo fight Caleb Plant. I'm going to put some respect on his name. I know I'm the biggest Caleb Plant hater. Ain't nobody hate Caleb Plant, hated on Caleb Plant more than me. But I'm going to put some respect on his name. I'm going to do that. He said, being a social media star like Ryan Garcia goes so far. If you start losing now, they have nothing to offer. No, I'm not saying be a social media star. You don't have to be a social media star be uncharted. But you have to know how to socialize. You have to know how to build a fan base. You have to know how to tap into your fans who follow you on social media and say, hey guys, look here, baby boy. I'm fixing to fight pay-per-view. I'm fixing to fight on pay-per-view. I need y'all to buy that pay-per-view for the old boy. I'm finna fight on pay-per-view. I need you guys to buy it for me. Adrian, that's why I love Adrian Broner so much. Hey, well, I don't like everything about Adrian Broner, but guess what? Adrian Broner's mouth know how to sell a fight. That's all I'm saying, be uncharted. The old school way of doing things. Listen, what these guys are trying to do, fam, they're using old school tactics in the new school era. He says that Virgil is quiet. I agree. He needs to get unquiet. Thomas Cruz says that also make your own training video. Bruh, just imagine me being a fighter. I'm 47, right? But just imagine me if I would have stuck to boxing when I was boxing, and let's say I would have got good in Florida. When this is when my main man from Clearwater, Winky Wright, was fighting. He was when I was coming up as a teenager, Winky Wright was the guy in Florida. Golden Glove, all that there, right? But I'm saying, just imagine, just saying, if I stuck with boxing, I got real good at it. Me being a fighter. No, forget that. Just imagine me being a fighter today. A young dude. Just imagine me being Virgil Ortiz with the mouth I have. He say the facts are due to boring world champions unable to connect with the public boxing fans. Exactly. Let me screenshot that. Exactly. He said the facts are boring world champions unable to connect with the public boxing fans. It's about fighting and hype. Jake Paul is proving that. Plus, check out Mayweather and McGregor figures. These fighters have to know how to what? What is hype? Hype. Get people excited. Get people excited about seeing you. I don't want to see I'm Bud. I'm Terrence Bud. I'm Bud Crawford. This is Bud. Bernie the Boxer got a YouTube channel. He more hyped about Bud than Bud is hyped about Bud. Yeah, I'm Bud Crawford. And I like you, dude. You're my favorite fighter. But you boring as hell. Errol Spence. I like Errol Spence. Nigga ain't seen a bottle of gin he didn't like, though. He can't stop drinking. Pay-per-view numbers declining. If Marvin Hagler can do commercial, there's no excuse for these fighters not doing them. They don't know how to utilize the platform. Shelton say, Coach Williams, did you hear about Oscar Valdez popping dirty? Yeah. We already talked about that. Got it right here. We already talked about that. Mike Carpenter busted. I heard about that. He said, Elephant, bro, this has nothing to do with Pac. You telling me if he falls Spence to pay-per-view numbers would be crazy? No. Well, I don't know if you're talking to me, but I'm saying if Pacquiao would have fought Spence, I do think that the pay-per-view numbers would have doubled, in my opinion. Call out the other side of the street and blame Bob. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Adrian Broner is a great example. If you want to be the villain, people will pay to see the villain lose. Spence and Bud are respectful guys. Wilder didn't get popular until he became polarizing. You see what I'm saying? Like I miss AB. I'm the can man. Anybody can get it. He said some racist stuff too. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say here and lie to you now. But I'm just saying though, he was the guy you love to hate. Keith Thurman. Coach, pay-per-view numbers now determine who's pound for pound. Top dog and Hall of Hey, no, come on, man. No. Hey, man. Hey, he did 300,000. This is proof he's a superstar. Man, listen, now you pissing on my leg and telling me it's raining. Boy, hush. Just because you said it, and just because they say facts, Blue, facts. Just because you say facts, don't make it facts. He said, do your research. According to DAZN, Canelo and Saunders brought in a little over 400,000 new subscribers. Yeah. I mean, I won't doubt that. No, but I was talking about pay-per-view numbers. Pay-per-view. DAZN is an app. I got DAZN. I love DAZN. I love DAZN. He said, no, we don't have stars in boxing these days. Soberanis. What you say, family? Say Valdez on that Mexican meat since he training with Reynoso. Yeah, man. He say on Canelo and Cotto did sell over 900,000. Yeah, Canelo in the record books for pay-per-view sales as well. Boxing gyms. What you say, fam? He said, man, Jake Paul is a different story. The man had 20 million subs gaming. Yeah. I get that. But my point, boxing gyms, is this. You have professional fighters who have social media platforms. They have fans and followers, right? Why they can't tap into that fan base to convert that fan base into pay-per-view sales? This is all I'm saying. This really has nothing to do with Jake Paul. It shows more about what to do with these boring ass fighters we have. They're using old school tactics in the new school era. They don't know how to hype up something. What is hype? Let's look up what is hype. I want to get the textbook definition of what hype is. Let's get the textbook definition of what hype is, right? Let's get the textbook definition of what hype is. Let's get the textbook definition of what hype is, guys. I'm going to read it to you. What is hype? Because some of you guys say, yo, man, you know what it is? Javon Soto said the Alphabet Boys are after Canelo because of Valdez. Yeah. Amen. It is what it is. It is what it is. Bro, let me tell you something, bro. If I was a fighter today, and we're gonna bring up what hype is. If I was a fighter today, you ain't gonna outsell me in pay-per-view. Unless you're a Canelo or Anthony Joshua, you ain't gonna outsell me. If I get down to like welterweight, you ain't gonna outsell me. I can promise you that. I'll be talking so much trash, I'll be pulling up at Crawford House. Catch a plane in Omaha, Nebraska, selling them out. I catch a plane in Dallas, Texas, and I have a bottle of gin in my hand, and I walk up to Errol Spence in front of everybody. EJ, what's up, boy? Got some gin here for you, boy. I pull out all the low blow tricks. I wouldn't even play. Listen, I'll make these dudes so mad and hype it up so much that we gonna do damn near a million. Cause I got the gift of gab. You see what I'm saying? Boy was ringside of the Spence fights, all quiet like a fan. Bruh. He say Adrian Broner ain't a good role model though. He's a turd. Can't punch either. He might not be a good role model, but guess what? People get excited about seeing him win or lose. See, Ali used to go to his future opponent's fights and create more noise than the fighters. Exactly. He said you be another broke Shannon Briggs. No, but Shannon Briggs fought everybody though. He did that, and people was excited. Shout out to the Queen Lisa Bells. Please like the video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe.
Hey, okay.
But remember, guys, when they used to have these fights back in the day, when the Ali's fought, when the Sugar Ray Robinsons fought, when Mike Tyson's fought. Remember, they used to have those fight parties. Lisa, I know you remember that. Do you want to know why they had those fight parties? Because people was hyped up. People was excited. Guess who excites people to come see his fights? Jake Paul. Forget Jake Paul. In boxing, who excites you to want you to come see his fights? Who excites you? Let's look up what hype is. This is the definition of hype, guys. Hype is excessive publicity and the ensuing commotion. The hype surrounding the murder trial is an example. The hype surrounding the fight. Let me go ahead and read this to you guys so you can see it. The hype surrounding the fight. Now, this is small, guys. Hype is the exaggerated or extravagant claims made, especially in advertising or promotional material. Oh, you don't hear me though. In promotional material. So these fighters like Crawford, I'm signed to Bob Arum. It's his job to promote. Errol Spence, call out Big Fish. Tank Davis. When you ask him a question, he looks over at Floyd Mayweather. He can't even talk. Floyd got to do the talking for him. Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce, whoever your favorite fighter is. In order to get people to come to your fights, in order to make people buy your pay-per-view, you have to hype them up. You have to have some kind of hype about the fight. Back in the day, they used to hype up fights using TV commercials. They used to hype up the fight with radio advertisements. Back in the day. Today, what do? They used to hype up the fight by signing with a promoter, and the promoter promote it by using television and radio and newspapers and doing interviews. Guess how they hype the fight up now? They hype it up using social media platforms. Oh, you don't hear me though. These guys are using old school tactics in a new school era, and they wonder why and don't nobody want to come see their boring ass fight.
Hey, okay.
Don't get mad at Jake Paul. Don't hate the player. Jake Paul hate the game. That's what I learned growing up. Don't hate the player, hate the game. What is it that you're not doing? Paul Evans says, I'm 60 and I realize social media is massive. It's massive and it's now. Exactly. He say, can the hype bubble pop though? Tyson said some wild stuff. Boxers expected, he said boxers expected to take the bar lower or higher for shock value. I'm not talking about that. You can hype up a fight without being degrading or racist or nothing like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying hype up the fight by promoting it. Study Ali. Study the wrestler. Study The Rock. Study Hulk Hogan. This is what you don't understand. Like pugilism. I don't know how old you is, fam, but you know, back then when you was excited about watching fights, the hype, the anticipation of the fight, it's what made you, what motivated you to reach into your pockets and spend your money to buy the pay-per-view. You're not excited about these fighters. It ain't a fighter boxing today that excites me. Literally. There's some fighters today that I like, but there ain't no fighter today that excites me. There ain't no fighter today that I'm going to say, oh, boy, I can't wait to see him fight him, boy. Boy, I can't wait. Because guess what? We ain't getting those fights. Now, I am excited about Canelo and Canelo and Caleb Plant. I'm excited about that fight. I won't throw no fight party or nothing, but I'm excited about that fight. I really am. Because this is history in the making. But hype is excessive publicity, guys, and the ensuing commotion, the hype surrounding the fights. That's promotions. That's what promotions is. You say, look, you got to get with a promotional company. What does a promotional company does? He hypes up the fight. He makes you excited about it. He makes you think, you know what, man, there's a possibility this dude can lose. He say, any news on Fox on PBC deal? Nah, I had no news on it. No news on it. He say, Bud from a state that not into boxing. If he was from Texas or the East Coast, Vegas, I see what you're saying. I see what you're trying to say. He said 1 month before Wilder, Tyson will start running his mouth. He'll be all over the media. Now, I'm anxious. That's a strange situation now. I'm not even excited about that because we don't seen it twice already. Very true, mate. But the fact that they had a great fight on the first fight allowed for the sellout show at Wembley. He say boxers need to hire WWE writers. They need to walk. I'm just saying, like they gotta understand how to promote themselves. I care nothing about your Rolex watches you got. I care nothing about you hugging up with Yellow Beezy drunk, kissing them on the neck. I don't care nothing about that. Can you hype this fight up? Can you make me excited? Can you make me say, you know what, man, dog, I got to see this fight. He said, Coach Spence, like a big fish swimming in vodka. Caleb is the quietest dude. Yeah, he is. He is. Well, I don't know if he's the quietest. I don't know. He ain't quieter than Crawford. It's like being in a band. If you got to start passing out flyers on the street or have a street team to pass out flyers, then so be it. Do it. Get your name out there. That's what I'm saying, Louis J. That's all I'm saying, fam. All I'm saying, fam, is this. This is the new day in the sport of boxing. Boxing is not going to die, but these fighters need to get along with. And it seems like all the boxers are like that too. Virgil Ortiz, he don't say nothing. Bruce Ennis, he don't say nothing. You know what I mean? It's like that's crazy, man. Like, you know, I want these guys to talk. Say something. Let me be Virgil Ortiz. Hey, man, look here, man. Hey, Terrence Crawford, man, listen, sign the contract. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna beat your ass today or tomorrow. Either way it go. You can't run from this, boy. I'm in the welterweight division. I ain't going nowhere. Errol Spence, put the ball down, boy. Texas is my state. There's no fighter from the state of Texas in the welterweight division gonna be bigger than me. Errol Spence, you said you big fish, huh? I'm gonna come over there to the PBC and fillet your ass. This is what Ortiz need to be saying. Ortiz is a real nice guy. You know, I'm not gonna call anybody out. I'm a good guy, and I like Ortiz. He's one of my favorite fighters. I love that dude. But Ortiz, you need to become the bad guy. Oh, I'm gonna make you hate me. Oh, but listen, I got him hate me right now, and I just got a YouTube channel. Oh, just imagine if I was a fighter. Just imagine if I was a fighter, what I'd be doing. Imagine that. I got hate right now for me going after people. Not capping. Telling it the way I see it. Going after race hustlers in the sport of boxing. Just imagine if I was a fighter. Oh, you gonna come see me? Just you know. And listen, I probably an arena that hold 20,000 people. It might be 19. I may have 1,000 fans and 19,000 haters. Guess what? They gonna pay to see me fight though. He say Caleb doesn't even do YouTube interviews or Twitter or nothing. Now he don't do anything. Troy Smokelon say, Coach, these promoters are too cheap to even buy Google ads. Man, that's crazy, man. Pacquiao's a nice guy as well. Pacquiao is a nice guy, but that's different. Pacquiao come from a different era. You know, he come from a different era. You see what I'm saying? So he already was solidified already by the time this new era came in. You know what I mean? He said, Coach, you should be the hype man for Spence. He might try to give me some sugar on the neck. I ain't into that. Conor McGregor could sell a fight. Conor McGregor be getting his ass whooped, but he can sell a fight. People pay just to see him lose. Coach, your new flavor flame. He say, pugilism say, needed WWF style Bobby Heenan and the family manners for boxing. Bro, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. I promise you. Y'all coming to see this fight. And y'all gonna buy the pay-per-view. When I finish promoting it, I'm gonna have a team called the Pull-Up Gang. We pulling up. I'm pulling up at all press conferences. I'm pulling up at the church. I'm pulling up at you at the beach. You in the restaurant or fire. I'm pulling up. Everything gonna be on camera. Everything gonna be recorded. It's gonna be must-see TV. I'm giving you fighters some game. This is what you do. You keep a camera with you everywhere you go. Study these guys on social media, and you pull up at everybody's spot. Hey, man, listen, man, I'm tired of you ducking me, dog. What's happening? Have your cameraman right there with you and stream it live on Instagram. They're going to say, man, you clout chasing. Don't matter what they say, as long as they say it. You clout chasing. If he got the clout and you trying to make that fight, chase it. Because sitting around being too cool for your shirt, that ain't helping you none. Your pay-per-view number's in the tank. I'm pulling up everywhere. Picnics, backyard barbecues. In Florida, we say barbecue. Bobby, like Bobby Brown, barbecues. Pull-up game. You in the gym, sparring. I'm pulling up in your gym. I'm gonna knock your Gatorade down. And I'm gonna have a team of people holding me back, trying to, man, let me go. I'm gonna whoop you now, Charlo. Tired of you talking trash. I'm coming to get that. Disrespectful. Coming in the game like 50 Cent. Don King was an excellent promoter, larger than life character. He knew how to hype his fighters. He knew how to hype the fights. We need old ladies getting in the ring and battering out. I'm just saying though. I'm pulling up. Shannon Briggs can do that all day. Hey, but Shannon Briggs got the fights though. Shannon Briggs fought everybody, dog. He fought everybody. Shannon Briggs fought everybody. Look at the dudes he got in the ring with. Shannon Briggs stalking Klitschko. I'm just saying though. You got to have a strong pull-up game. Bro, Virgil Ortiz, I'm giving you some $1 million game. I know you're a nice kid. Bruce Ennis, giving you some $1 million game. You guys are young. Utilize social media. Make Crawford fight you, Virgil. Make Errol Spence fight you, Bruce Ennis. Pull up on him. Everywhere. And video it. Stream it live. Man, I just pulled up at this. Man, I just pulled up at this BITCH house. You know, dude talking about he don't want to fight me. I'm on the wrong side of the street. He's a coward. All you such and such fans of Errol Spence or this guy, Terrence Crawford or Canelo, he's a coward. I'm right here right now. Told that chump I'll fight him. And you see, I got my homeboys with me too. Streaming it live. I build so much that listen on social media. They'll be like, man, you heard what Cole said? Oh man, you heard what he said? Man, he pulled that what's the name out? But it was about to fight each other. It was fixing to be a brawl. You saw that? Man, that'll be everywhere on social media. I create that kind of ruckus until the contract is signed. When the contract is signed, Ali was a master at it. Just take a page out of the old Muhammad Ali book. Guess what? You'll do damn near 1 million pay-per-views. I bet that. Now you got to back it up in the ring now. You got to back it up in the ring. Hedy Camacho was one of the best self-promoters. Exactly. You got to back it up in the ring. Whether they love you or hate you, it don't matter. Make them hate you. They're going to pay for the hate. And you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank. But Anthony Joshua isn't really entertaining outside of the ring. And look at his crowd. Anthony Joshua and Canelo are the exception to the rules. And then he got the UK. The UK, it don't take much. The UK support him wholeheartedly. They don't support Tyson Fury like that, though. But Anthony Joshua and Canelo Alvarez, they are exceptions to the rules. You see what I'm saying? I'll smile back if you're ugly, to be honest with you, fam. He say, Pac is not as nice as he seems. You know, Pacquiao is from a different era, though. You know what I mean? Like, Pacquiao is coming into, you know, so Gary Otunde is my favorite fighter. Don't hear a peep out of him. He say, Shannon Briggs in the speedboat show. Make him, bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah, man. He said Ortiz just needs a heel. Haymon yoga. It takes 2 hypes. No, it don't really take 2. It take 1. I'm going to tell you what to do. Mala gente. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm telling you, you can make you another heel. You know how you can make you another heel? Pull up. Get in the other fighter face. Call them out. Bro, let me tell you how crazy I be, dog. I'll run radio ads in your city. Are you tired of Errol Spence ducking Virgil Ortiz? Does it seem like that big fish is really not as big as he think he is? Whose state is this really? Is it Errol Spence or is it really Virgil Ortiz? Who do you think will win against the two? And then have Virgil Ortiz take the mic. Hey, look here, man, all you Errol Spence fans, yada, 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 yada. Y'all talking about Texas belongs to Errol Spence. Texas is my state. I got all the Chicanos out here that support me, Esse. What's up? Sign the contract, puto, and watch what I do to you, homie. Prove it to me you ain't scared. Prove it to me. Bruh, I run commercial ads in Omaha, Nebraska. Calling Terrence Crawford out. All at the gyms. Flyers everywhere. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, like, listen, if you had me on your street team, I promise you, if they don't know who you is, or before you hire me, they will know who you is after. I promise you that. I promise you that. With a budget? with a budget. With a budget. Give me a budget. Put me on your team. And guess what? You'll get good pay-per-view numbers and you'll sell out all your events. I promise you that. Give me a budget. Sign the contract, puto. Stop ducking me. He want that Tank and Haney smoke. That's what it's gonna do. This is my house, Coach Ryder. Exactly. Exactly. Bro, I'm trying to hey, Boston James, I'm trying to tell you. I'm not even from Omaha, Nebraska. I will go to Omaha, Nebraska. Set up all kind of Facebook ads and Instagram ads and stuff like that. Have flyers and run ads and radio ads, whatever the case may be. You know, ain't nothing going on in Omaha, Nebraska. Man, this my city. This my state. That clown you got over there that's supposed to be on the pound for pound guy, he ain't nobody. He don't represent y'all right. I'm the dude. Bro, I will make him so hot that I'm gonna be his next fight. Literally. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, forget that. Let me be a promoter. If you are a fighter in the sport of boxing and you boring, you ain't got no swag. You don't know how to use social media. You can't draw flies to shit. You don't know how to create a buzz around your fights. Coach Malachi Williams services are for hire. I just gave you some $1 million game for free today. You're going to have to pay for the rest, though. This is for all you fighters out there. PBC and non-PBC fighters. Big fish and non-big fish. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. He say, Coach, Texas got 30 million people, and Spence does 200,000 pay-per-view buys. When I finish with him, he gonna do $1 million. Coach got Valdez sounding like Clubber Lang as well. Bro, when I finish with him, he gonna do $1 million. Pull up, call them out in their city. That's how we do it. Really though. You see what I'm saying? That's how we do it. Social media is a platform for you boxers that's listening. I'm not interested with doing your interviews. You won't have to worry about me trying to chase you down because I know you got some beta males. I know you sensitive. I don't have any relationships in the sport of boxing. I'm good on this end, right? I'm good on this end. And we don't do no D-riding for interviews. If you rock with me, cool. If not, keep it pushing. Because I don't need you. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to give you some $1 million game. Devin Haney, get you some swag, sir. Learn how to promote your fights and make people excited about seeing your fights. That's my advice to you. Make people excited about seeing your fights. Shakur Stevenson, you do the same. Social media is a platform to be used to create a buzz about who you're fighting next. We don't give a damn about your watch. Jake Paul coming to your trap and take over your trap. Jake Paul came to your trap and making sure fighters get the highest paydays they ever received. Jake Paul doing that. You other dudes who you got the Rolexes and you riding in cars and you doing different social media challenges. Guess what? You can't draw flies to shit. So word of advice to all you young fighters coming up. All you young fighters who are coming up behind Crawfords and the Spences and the Caleb Plants and those other guys. Whatever they doing, do the opposite of it. Ali calling Ernie Terrell and Uncle Tom live on TV, asking him, what's my name? With every punch. Yeah, I remember that. Zoe Santos said everything you saying is facts. That's what they need to do, fam. Exclusive, what you say? Devin has been trying, coach. Yeah, I don't follow him on. Well, you know what? I need to follow him on social media. I'm gonna see. I ain't been hearing nothing. I know his dad go around all the platforms and doing his thing, but you know, most bosses need a hype man. Okay. hey, listen. I'm telling me at the press conference. I'm right now all in the listen. I'm the promoter. I'm gonna be like Diddy. I'm gonna be all in the videos, dancing. Listen, you're gonna be listen. Stephen A. Smith is interviewing. Terrence Crawford. Stephen A. Smith is interviewing Terrence Crawford. Now Crawford, now you're one of the greatest. You know, some say that you pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world. Yada 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 yada. What do you got to say back there? You know, before Crawford said a word, I'm gonna take the mic. Yeah, he's one of the best fighters in the world. And you know this. This is what we do. You see what I'm saying? He is the best in the world. And that clown Errol Spence, he ducking. They keep talking about Cole Al. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I got somewhere to go. Listen. Yeah, that's me. As a matter of fact, let me call him right now. I'll fake call Al Haymon. Al Haymon, what's going on? Hey, look here, man. Tell that clown to stop ducking me. I don't care nothing about no other side of the street. He need a hype man. Bud need a hype man. Bud need a hype man. Jamel Charlo need to stop being angry all the time. When you see Jamel Charlo, he always mad. Frowning up, just looking mad like he pissed off every day. Like Clubber Lane. I just hope that those, but the bad part about it is it's not translating into sales. T-Bud should show up in his fishing shirt. yeah, man. Coach, can we get Coach versus Junior Midget the next Paul on the card? Hey, we might can make that happen. I'll promote the hell out of that. We might can make that happen. Shit. The check, right? We might can make that happen. I bet you I can sell that fight. Bet you I can sell that. I mean, I can sell that fight just on pure hate alone. The Alphabet Boys, they'll buy that fight just to see me lose. They'll buy that fight just to see me lose, the Alphabet Boys. Oh, I'll be selling them out. Trolling 24 hours a day. Going on all the platforms, talking trash to everybody in the comments. Oh yeah, I get them so mad. I'll receive all kind of death threats. Look here, baby boy, the pay-per-view gonna be $39.99. They gonna buy the pay-per-view just off hate alone. Guess what? I'm gonna be laughing all the way to the bank. I'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Coach Bob can't promote fights because people fall asleep before Bob is done talking. Yeah, Bob 90 years old, man. He's over it. He said, I believe that's the reason bosses don't talk is because they don't want to look silly if they lose. Yeah, but no, it don't matter. Win, lose, or draw. I mean, come on, man. That's a good excuse. I feel what you're saying right on the storm, but you get what I'm saying, though. But losing is a part of boxing. Going undefeated for your career is rare. Only 4 boxers have done that. Well, 5. Jake Paul just retired. He undefeated. I'm just joking, y'all.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Paul Evans for dropping that $2 piss iron on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, Coach, here's my deposit. I'm all in. Shout out to Arlette. Bacon and eggs, man, is deceiving. He has a media safe personality, but like all individuals, let's see his dark side. Okay. Jerome, Bud is in his fishing shirt and a Crocodile Dundee hat with corks on it. Bro, I'm telling you, man. Hey, listen, man, it's crazy, man. Listen, so a hit to the wise is sufficient. A hit to the wise is sufficient. Social media, use the platform, Deontay Wilder. Use the platform, Errol Spence. Stop drinking. Use the platform, Terrence Crawford. You know, if you're not going to use the platform to build hype up around your fight, shut your accounts down. Literally, just shut them down. Like, what's the point? Hype. Make people interested in your fight. This is what promoters do. Promote your goddamn self. Be smart. Don't try to race hustle. Don't try to race bait to sell a fight. Because the people will see right through that. You see what I'm saying? He said, I don't know, Coach. Wilder might got this trilogy. Time heal all wounds. Yeah, he might win. He said it didn't work for Gary Russell. They said he was being disrespectful, though. Yeah, Gary Russell, he don't even fight. He fight once a year. He fight once a year. Gary Russell does. So Al Haymon can't get this boy in the ring. He can't get 2 fights. So by the time he do have a fight, ain't nobody excited about it, Postman. The man fight once a year. Literally. He can fight, but, you know, it is what it is. Hey, man, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Shout out to Supreme Tax.
Okay.
Shout out to Joe Strummer.
Okay.
Shout out to JBN. What's going on, fam?
Okay.
Shout out to Pugilism.
Okay.
Shout out to Triple X.
Okay.
Shout out to James.
Okay.
Shout out to Rider of the Storm, Thomas Jones, and Tycho TV.
Okay.
Shout out to I Am Dave and Mr. Calderon 93.
Okay.
93. ¿Qué paso, mi amigo?
Okay.
Shout out to Mala Gente, Sophia, with the lick read. Salute to the Queen, Sophia.
Okay.
Shout out to Danny Drew and Paul Evans.
Okay.
Shout out to Graham Taylor and Odo Carterman.
Okay.
Shout out to Thomas Jones and Bon Scott.
Okay.
Shout out to I Am Dave and a brand new funk.
Okay.
Shout out to Danny Drew and Paul Evans.
Okay.
Shout out to the Queen Arlette and Corey Bradley.
Okay.
Shout out to Triple X and Peter Barn Arts.
Okay.
Shout out to Dragon Leg. What up?
Okay.
Shout out to Joe Strummer and Smile Back If You're Ugly.
Okay.
Shout out to Magic Key Boxing who was here earlier. And shout out to Mark Nash. And shout out to my co-host Shelton Moore.
Okay.
Shout out to the Queen Karma Serene.
Okay.
Shout out to the Queen Lisa Bales.
Okay.
Shout out to Peter Barn Arts and Zoe Santos.
Okay.
Shout out to a brand new funk with the lick read, baby.
Okay.
Shout out to Graham Taylor and Corey Bradley.
Okay.
Shout out to who else we have? Thomas Cruz. What's going on? And you son 007? I just said 007.
Okay.
Shout out to Bacon and Eggs. What's happening, brother?
Okay.
Shout out to my main man, Exclusive. What the lick read?
Okay.
Shout out to Nissan Warrior and Graham Taylor.
Okay.
Shout out to what the dude who popped dirty? Shout out to Oscar Valdez for popping dirty. Hope you get over that, brother.
Okay.
Shout out to Paul Evans and Boxing Gyms.
Okay.
Shout out to Corey Bradley and Wilder Got Cheated.
Okay.
Shout out to Jerome Benjamin and Jay Smith.
Okay.
Shout out to the Queen Kathy W.
Okay.
Shout out to my brother Teach. What's going on, Teach?
Okay.
Shout out to Mr. Calderon 93.
Okay.
Shout out to Easy Dimes and Zoe Santos.
Okay.
Shout out to Triple X and Steve Tides.
Okay.
Shout out to Triple X. What's going on, fam?
Okay.
Shout out to Bon Scott.
Okay.
Shout out to Steve Tides once again, and shout out to Paul Evans for the super chat.
Okay.
And shout out to Andy C. What the lick read, Andy C?
Okay.
Shout out to Dude Bro and Rob Real Shows.
Okay.
Shout out to all the trolls.
Okay.
Shout out to Easy Dimes.
Okay.
Shout out to Bill Wall.
Okay.
Shout out to my brother Charlo.
Okay.
And let's see who else we got. That's the wrap up. Shout out to the Postman. Shout out to Dude Bro. Listen, man, don't meet me there, beat me there, man. We tune in tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna talk about some more boxing, and we're gonna talk about what these boxers need to do in order to get their swag up. You see what I'm saying? Once again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We got the merchandise dropping. That's coming very soon. I am gonna open the store. It's coming out very soon. Please be on the lookout. Once again, New Media Today USA Boxing. Salute to everybody in the chat. Love you guys. Give you a round of applause. Round of applause before we go, guys, and peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Come on.